Okay, I think we're live now. Are we live, chat? Please let us know.
Live?
Are
Oh
we?
my gosh, live!
Yeah, we're live. I think chat says hello. So hello, chat. How you
Hi,
lovelies
Prof.
doing? How is everyone doing tonight? We hope you guys enjoyed the shenanigans that we got set in motion for tonight. One and all, once again, everybody, my name is, as always, KG Prestige, and welcome to another exciting edition of the PokePod World Podcast. We got some fun things to talk about tonight from the latest episode of PM 2019, gaming news and topics that have dropped within the past week, amongst many other things to discuss as well. So we're going to get ourselves right into it. Actually, before we do properly begin, I'm going to share the screen for you guys here in the call.
Okay.
Because I think just in case if you guys just want to just keep up to speed with shenanigans that are going to be on screen and whatnot, I think this will be the better option for you too. But anyway, let me go and say hello to the two peeps we got in this call currently. We got our buddy over here, Emmy.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
And of course, our other buddy as well, TSS.
And I told Terrell not to spill his fucking orange juice on the couch. It was all sticky and shit.
Oh,
Fuck.
no.
Ah, man,
No.
listen, he is very irresponsible when it comes to outside of the truck during the tripod hours,
crew
bro.
again.
Yeah, for real, like Jesus Christ.
Couch cleaners. They're expensive. Talk to Terrell.
Time to buy a Bissell.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Let me make sure everything is running fine, and if it is running fine, please chat. Let us know if everything sounds all okie dokie, loud and clear, so we can continue on with the program for tonight. Once again, session number 157. Let me see the hellos in the chat as well, so I could see how y'all doing tonight too. I want to see you lovelies here, and I want to say, of course, hello to those who are here in the early hours as well. Want to respectfully say hello to every single one of you folks, and thanks again for coming on through. I see, of course, the Nintendo man. I see Navy Blue Suicune. How are you doing there, everyone? Hopefully all the buddies here are doing a-okay. So with that being said, what do you say, guys? We get right into it. So there's a couple of things I've done. I see, of course, Emmy, why are you there too?
Yeah.
Red Dragon Emperor. Yeah, hello there, Emmy, and also Emmy in the call too.
Hey.
Oh, hey, two tier 1 subs, bro, in the community. Thank you, Navy, for giving the gifties to the community. I'm pretty confident they must feel very happy to those who got it, which are none other than our buddies Hyprov and Ant-Right08. Now you guys will no longer have to suffer the fate of the, what did they call it again? The ad curse, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone doesn't seem to like that thing. So, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to move this over here. I think the reaction thing will probably be better over on this side. I'm going to keep it at that. I'm watching The Secret of NIMH, and your notification needed my attention once more. KG, thanks a lot. No problem, buddy. Got you, homies. Add hell, no more.
No more.
If you subscribe, of course.
Why is Mornox watching nickel metal hydride batteries?
We don't ask these kind of questions because
So
we're not prepared. You aren't prepared to get the answers to these questions. Oh, man. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Hey, look at this. As we're about to begin, Maximum Power, Take to the Waves in Wave Race 64 coming to the Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online and Expansion Pack members on August 19. So if you guys love Wave Race 64, it's coming to Nintendo Switch. There you go. And I love the first comment in the response. It says there, my wife left me for a wave race. I'm sorry, dude.
Damn. Damn, bro. Oh, no.
Oh, my lordy. TSS, it's a Don Bluth movie, says Mornox. I feel
but it's still nickel metal hydride.
God damn. All right, so here's something I've been working on behind the scenes for a little bit. We'll probably just show it occasionally every now and then, but it is something nice that I'm kind of happy with working on. We're still going to work on the little layouts and stuff like that because I know a lot of people have been slowly inching their way into the PokePod show. If you guys already know, we already got our camera crew being of the duo of Cosmic and Joker. Our sisters there. Hello, sis. Yeah, see, Emmy's happy with that one.
Yes.
And of course, we got some other homies as well that are also going to be added amongst the bunch. But in order for the show to continue to advance, of course, I need to also work on said layouts and said stuff. So in the meantime, I'm starting to slowly approach these kind of methods. You guys can see right now when we cut, we'll zoom into the camera closer to the crew right over here as well. We'll get a closer shot of the folks in the couch as well, so it won't look so cramped in there.
Hey, not
We
too
can also
close. I'm
zoom
gonna
out.
have to put some makeup on.
Yeah,
Yes.
but see,
It's camera B.
yeah, we got the cameras now. We got camera B right over here, camera full
Camera
shot
A.
as well in action. Look at that, it's beautiful. Now, we also rearranged the plushies as well. Now, these beautiful, adorable plushies provided by our good buddy, none other than our pal, Cosmic, of course.
Red Dragon, thank you for the sub.
Hey,
Thank
look
you.
at that. Getting
Yeah,
the
hype
gifties
train.
with the subs. We're close to a hype train, ladies and gents. Oh my God.
gosh.
We're about to get another hype train in the pod. That's going to be great. Hey, we love to see it. So, yeah. Let's go say hello to the couch again. To Emmy, out of curiosity, how has everything been for you this past week?
Oh, Emmy's good. I've been watching Bluey, and I think if you guys have been in the Discord, we also did a watch party for it. So I actually might continue it, even though I've watched some of the episodes afterwards. But it's so good. Oh, so wholesome, so wholesome. But other than that, Emmy's good. I have a wedding cake to do this week, so please wish me luck because I'm very nervous.
Oh man, you know what? We should totally take an opportunity to go and give some love to the. Hey, look at that!
Hey!
We got a hype train getting close by. Navy out here giving 100 bitty bits. Much appreciated.
Hey, thank you,
buddy.
Navy.
We appreciate it there, buddy. But yeah, hold on. Let me actually fix this real quick before I forget it. Because that would suck if I do forget. There we go. Now we should be good. So yeah, best of luck there to our pal Emmy for
Thank
her
you.
stuff, and hopefully things go well. That's all I can
I
say.
hope so too. We'll see what happens.
Indeed. Navy again, good donating 100 bitty bits. We love it. We love to see it.
Aw.
Good, yeah, everyone chat saying good luck, Emmy. I'm still in season 1. Well, here's the good news. Ladies and gents, in the last PokePod session, was it last week or the week prior? We announced in the stream that hey, there was going to be a new season of Bluey that had dropped
Yeah.
on Disney Plus. And I think it would be kind of fun for tonight anyway, specifically, to go and talk a little bit about that new season because boy, oh boy, that new season of Bluey is definitely something else, I would like to believe.
Yes.
So if you would like to take an opportunity to go and talk a little bit about what exactly is Bluey all about, you know, and just share your inputs on it. Well, like, what do you think of the show Bluey? And then, of course, talk a little bit about the new season that we got ourselves in.
Of course. Well, I mean, Bluey. It's a, I guess the premise of it. It's about a doggo, a tiny doggo, and her sister Bingo and her family as well. And it's basically just a wholesome adventure of just them playing games and growing up, and those imaginary games, and just not even imaginary, just games you play as kids. Kind of revolving around that and kind of going deeper into that. But then it's also really wholesome as well because you learn life lessons, and I think it's a show that's honestly made for everyone, which is
God,
really,
are we
really
talking about
wholesome.
fucking Bluey again?
Yes, Tyrone. Yes, we are.
I feel like I've heard about this show for 3 weeks straight.
And you still haven't watched all of it, and I'm very disappointed in you.
Hey, excuse the fuck out of me. I'm the one that showed up in a Discord server and watched episodes with y'all.
Episode.
An
you mean.
episode.
Episode. You watch one.
No, I watched 2. Well,
Oh.
1.5.
Oh my god. Yeah, and the little clip I
Lion
showed
King
you.
1.5, yeah.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
But continue though, buddy.
Oh yeah, so it's a very wholesome show. I highly recommend watching it. It also just it's a breath of fresh air, and honestly it reminds me of my childhood too. Just so it's very, very nice. But season 3 is something else. I don't know what that in terms of the comedy is just wow. You would not expect this from a kid show. I'm just damn, all right, okay, this is where they're going. They're just it's, as KG put it, it's unhinged. So it's a fun time, honestly, 100%. But yeah, there is some censorship, as Hyprob said, which is very annoying because apparently there's an episode that's actually banned. Not banned, but it was banned. Because there was supposed to be 26 episodes, I believe, of season 3, but it got instead there's 25 episodes. So the
The count is
the
incorrect.
Yeah, the count's incorrect, guys. I'm looking for the lost episode of Bluey. All right. So far, from what I've seen, I think my favorite episode so far is there's this episode where Bluey's dad is teaching Bluey how to play chess, and I think the overall message of that was very, very sweet. I am going to spoil a little bit of it, so yeah, just because otherwise it doesn't make sense if I just say, "Oh yeah, it was great," and it was very wholesome. It made me cry. So. Basically, the premise of it, like I said, Bluey's dad was teaching Bluey how to play chess, and at the end of it, the mom comes in and is basically like, "Why do you want them to learn chess so much?" And it comes to the point where we finally break down how the dad is feeling, and he's like, "Well, you know what? At the end of the day, like I'm not gonna be around like all the time, and I want my kids to grow up to be smart." So I want to teach them as much as I can, and one day when I leave this world, I feel comfortable knowing that they'll be able to take care of themselves and they'll just know what they're doing and I'll have done my part. And I just thought that was super. I did not expect, like, see, these are the things, like, you don't expect these type of messages and stuff for kid shows, so it's really nice to see. And also, like, it's a good lesson too for like the adults watching too, so very wholesome, very wholesome. But yeah, Mornox, to answer your question too, what is so like breath of fresh air about Bluey? I don't know, how do I explain this? Like I said, like I think it's simple, which I feel like a lot of shows nowadays, like they're trying to do too much, or they've kind of gone back into like the nostalgia route of things where it's just like, yeah, let's just like cash on to the things that have already happened. But what I feel like about Bluey that's really nice is that it touches upon such simple things, like for example, like games, like a game of playing like nurse or like hospital, or a game of playing like someone's a teacher or they even did a DoorDash episode, which I'm like, oh my god, Sister Dash, low key.
And I mean, there are sisters, so
yeah, exactly. So it worked out. So like things as simple as that, because I feel like, I don't know, I can't speak for kids nowadays because I'm not a kid anymore, but I feel like it's just become more technology based. And more so, like, kind of not like how we grew up, where it was kind of just like, okay, you're just chilling and you make your games with yourself and that's it, you know, and you just use your imagination. I feel like that's what this show has kind of gone back into, which I appreciate, just because it's like, oh, like I feel like I can relate to it, and I think everyone in this call can relate to it too, because we were all young before too, and we all grew up like that. So I think it's very cute, and I adore the life lessons that come into play as well, because I feel like even like the lessons that they're teaching you, it's things that you learn as a kid, but I feel like as you grow older you tend to forget, so it's nice that it's brought back into play and you kind of remember it again and you're like, that's smart.
yes,
So wise.
it's
But yeah,
fun,
very cute.
it's smart, it's cute, it's funny,
It's wholesome.
it has
Makes you
all the
cry.
layers of what makes a show great.
Yeah, so therefore, Tyrone, watch it in full. Thank you.
Now, here's the thing, though. So, the only reason why I wanted to bring this up in regards to this discussion is you guys might know about the whole Bleach thing happening with Disney Plus.
Oh God, why?
So the reason why I say
I'm
this,
really more excited about it because that's the one streaming system that I get that I don't pay for.
well, why you have to expose yourself like that to national television?
It's like they knew.
Cue the Icelandic version of.
I don't have Netflix or Hulu or none of those others, and I'm sure if they put it on Crunchyroll, I would have had to be a premium member. I don't pay for any of my streaming systems, so they were like, put it on the one that he gets for free.
Yeah, right. But no, the reason why I bring this up is because censorship is going to be a very interesting topic to talk about. Now, Emmy had kind of pointed this out a little bit, and I'm thinking about it a little more because I'm like, if this show, a show that targeted for young kids, little kids, okay, suffers the consequences of censorship, what makes you think Bleach is going to not suffer the same fate?
Can I talk about this? Because last week I watched the finale of Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I watched that too. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right before the last episode, I believe in the last episode they do like a disclaimer where it's like some scenes are disturbing or whatever.
Wait,
and I'm
they
like,
did that for you? Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you talking about, yo? I don't know what they meant I guess they meant the climax or the kid or whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's still relatively new. But either that or they meant the post credits. I don't know. But I'm just imagining when Bleach episodes start, they'll be like, some scenes are fucked up.
Oh my god.
Like, nah, they just straight up say, no, they didn't say, oh, it's targeted for adult. No, it's just straight up fucked up, bro.
Fucked up. Yeah, man, this scene's
Oh my god.
and then it's Ichigo getting stabbed in the chest for the 1000th
First second
time.
into the show. Stab.
Yeah, because like for some reason Bleach does that thing where it doesn't know how the human anatomy works. So when people get stabbed, they spurt like a ridiculous amount of blood and just stand there. And it doesn't really kill them. It's just sort of a minor inconvenience.
Just tis but a simple flesh wound.
Yeah, like when Aizen stops Ichigo's sword, then flicked his finger a little bit, and Ichigo's blood starts spurting from his fucking chest.
Now,
I just imagine the Disney glitter.
You're watching Disney Channel. Oh my god.
You're watching Disney Plus.
Did you see the time skip with Hitsugaya and the Frozen poster on it?
Yes. I also love the other one that's like a Bleach edit, but they replace like the 1,000-year war edit,
Blood Arc?
but
Yeah.
with just Mickey Mouse and everybody. But they look so well edited in. I'm amazed by it.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny, man.
So yeah, the only reason why I brought that up is because with Bleach, it supposedly is going to Disney Plus. Since from what it seems, Crunchyroll and Sony didn't decide to get the rights for it. I assume they asked for a much higher price than what they were going to offer with Crunchyroll, and I'm going to assume Crunchyroll probably spent most of their money trying to get the licensing for Chainsaw Man, which is another very big deal coming later this season. So they probably lost the licensing due to budget constraints, and therefore now Bleach is home to the mouse, I guess. And the reason why I brought up Bluey with Bleach, I know, two extremely different shows
Blue's gonna
targeted for
need Bleach for the eyes for the watching this show.
yeah, but like here's the thing though. As Emmy stated before, one episode from Bluey is completely gone. It's not even
Lost.
in here. There's supposed to
Yeah.
have been 26 episodes for the first half of the release for Bluey. However, everyone has only received 25 episodes, and it doesn't stop there because it turns out that not only that, a lot of the scenes in Bluey have also been heavily altered, or maybe not heavily, but it has been altered compared to its original release. The one I keep bringing up, and I'll bring it up again here. There is a joke that is targeted towards the adult side of things. It is, yeah. As I mentioned this on the stream that Emmy was having the other day on Discord, which by the way, you should totally join our Discord just in case you haven't yet. We watch movies and shenanigans, but anyway, there was a scene that was completely rewritten. I think the edited joke was something regarding a dentist. So something about pulling teeth and all that. I believe it was the case. So
Yes, it was.
That was the edited version. The original version of that scene had a vasectomy joke incorporated into that moment. But that was removed completely in the release on Disney Plus. Where they were making a joke about like, yeah, I could get fixed, but like, do I really want any more of these kids roaming around here or something like that? Like he just straight up says in regards to that, which is insane to me. And then there was another one where once again he gets hit in the groin, but in the original version, the dad, and in the release on Disney Plus, that entire scene is straight up gone. It's not even present there whatsoever. So there are a lot of edits that Bluey suffered through season 3, and I think it's because of the fact that season 3 is extremely unhinged compared to its previous seasons. It's actually insane. Like there's a straight up. I'm surprised Disney Plus allowed this. There is a moment in one of the early episodes of Bluey season 3 where the mother is doing some yoga poses on television, and she's trying to be like stretch her legs and all that, and the mother's like, "Yeah, you ain't ever gonna see me do that." And then out of goddamn nowhere, Bluey and Bingo just spawn from right behind her rear and start taking photo shots of her butt. And they even point out the joke about like, why the hell are you guys like taking a shot at my butt for? And they're trying to play some kind of game, and I'm surprised that somehow skimmed through Disney's whole, controversial shit and not scrapped it. No, she didn't poop them out. They just spawned. Like, they literally just spawned on screen. They didn't, like, walk into the room or anything. No, they just straight up came from behind her rear and walked out. Like, there was no explanation. And the funny thing is, too, the camera position changed from where you could see from her side view. So you didn't even see Bluey and Bingo walk into the room from the other side of the camera. No, they just spawned in the next shot. I'm like, huh?
They went to camera B.
Yeah, but like, how the hell did they do that? They never explain it. The season in general has a lot of these moments. I've watched all of season 3A so far. Season 3B is actually still ongoing. I think 11 to 12 episodes are out currently right now. I haven't seen those episodes yet, and I think we'll probably not get them until the end of the year. For now, I will say season 3A is a lot of fun. It is chaotic, more chaotic, honestly, than the prior seasons. But I don't think, despite the chaos that I mentioned, I don't think there's an episode that hits hard. It's like the chess episode is kind of close, but it doesn't go the whole way compared to like the episodes in season 2 and season 2, like with Sleepy Time or with Camping. Like, there is no episode that hits you in the gut as hard as the ones in season 1 and 2. But I still
killing the god of time to make sure that banned episode of Bluey comes back on the air. There was no other way. The world has to be fixed.
Oh God, I love that song. It's insane to me to think about that. Like, I'm just amazed. We lost one episode. We don't have all the scenes intact. And in fact, you might not realize this, but there is actually a bunch of episodes, not just only from season 3, I mean in general, that are not even on Disney Plus and are only exclusive on the DVD releases.
What?
They're shorts. Well, shorter than the short episodes as already is.
Welcome to collection. Welcome to collecting, Amy. You gotta buy those DVD complete box sets.
God damn it! Then I need to buy a DVD.
No. You can't buy the complete box sets because the box sets don't include it. They're in those like individual like volume 1 or some shit like that.
Damn it!
There was one, I think, that's like what was it? Was focused on archaeology. And honestly, this shit was hilarious to me because the funny thing is the show is heavily built upon dogs. So there's an episode focused on archaeology, and Bandit comes, specifically Dr. Bandit Healer, comes out of nowhere, and he pulls out a bone. And then he begins to start gnawing on the fossil, demonstrating that the 2-legged dogs are really not so different compared to the 4-legged varieties that exist in the real world. But it's so stupid. I love it. It's great shit like that we do not have in the Disney Plus releases. There's like another one as well called Honk and Canine News, Flying Saucer, Peapod Sausages, like all these other ones, right? Unfortunately, that we do not have at this moment. It's sad to see because a lot of the characters do appear in it. I think people would enjoy it. Unfortunately, it's not on Disney Plus, so yeah. I think there's like 10 episodes of the shorts so far, or somewhere around there. Just letting you guys know, to those who want to watch the Bluey series. You can definitely watch them all perfectly fine, but if you want a little bit more, try to see if you can hunt down the Bluey shorts that are out there, whether it be on social media or maybe on DVD releases.
I didn't know Bluey came with OVAs. Like, come on.
You gotta get that 5-episode with commentary collection from the directors.
I need to see how like the art's done and everything, the animation, talk to the directors, the OST,
the OST.
Hey, listen, man, the OST for Bluey slaps, and I will fight for that shit.
It's gonna be like an art book, and it all comes in like a Bluey case.
Oh my
A
god.
steelbook shit.
Yeah, Steelbook Bluey case.
Steelbook Bluey.
And since Bluey's kind of shaped like a box anyway, that's what the case looks like.
Oh yeah, that would be so cute. Oh, let's go to Amazon.
Why am I making him so much money right now?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Bluey, sponsor us, damn it. Even though
come
we
on.
curse and are as unhinged as you.
And
I'm
then
gonna
she-
bet-
Emmy's
I'm
gonna
going
have
to
the
bet-
figurine.
I'm going to bet $5 that we're gonna see a Blue cosplay at ANYC. I'm calling it.
Yo,
Can you
let's
take a
get
picture
it.
of it for me?
Oh,
Thank you.
No, you better get your ass
You
over here.
can
Is
take
more
a
like
picture
it.
of it. Yeah, what the fuck?
Everyone's showing
Come
up
over
there.
here and take a picture of it yourself.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, to all the peeps that might be in the chat right now, I know a couple of you guys at this current moment are
Yeah,
going
we
to
got
be
great-
joining us on
Yeah,
Anime
we're gonna have a
NYC.
fan turnout. Like, let's go.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Hey.
peeps that are joining us this year for Anime NYC, which is great. It feels revitalizing to know that the Anime NYC is going to be as bigger and better as ever. At least in terms of our experiences too.
I could not get us a booth. That shit was harder than I thought it would. Next year, though.
Hey, there's always next time. I'm kind of glad you
New
gave it a
York-
shot then.
Anime NYC's packed. Like I completely underestimated the packedness of Anime NYC,
Yeah.
especially now since like Backstreet Boys is over.
Backstreet's back. Oh wait,
So,
no, that's
like-
no longer working.
So because of that, unfortunately, yeah, I couldn't get a booth. That was impossible. But I definitely we will show up. We'll take selfies and sign pictures and shit. Because I know there's gonna be people that want us to sign shit.
You better start
I will
printing
be
out
wearing-
posters for yourself,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'll be wearing a jacket similar to my avatar's outfit. So don't worry, you'll notice me when you see me.
You're cosplaying as yourself? Oh my gosh, that's so cool! Wow.
Kinda.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. It's gonna have the Dragon Ball Z logo on it, but yeah, it'll be the same outfit.
I was gonna say
Okay.
I also have the hoodie sweaters that have just the PokePod world in the front. You know what I might do? I'll probably
Oh,
have
yeah,
the
we
PokePod
need
world logo
those.
in the front, and then in the back of the sweater, it'll probably be your character design with your Pokemon.
Yeah, and then give me a PokePod shirt real fast with the logo on the front. That way I can just wear the jacket and the logo. Or we can match and like have matching shirts. Like an improv troupe.
Indeed. We'll see what we can do. I get to have Tyrone's autograph as Cosmic. Yeah, our buddy Cosmic's going to be there at ANYC. I believe.
And then TSS is gonna treat us to some real food.
Which one though? There's like a variety of them.
Yes!
Okay, you got it.
There's a one-word answer for everything.
Hey, we're gonna be there the whole week, I think. So I mean, we'll see
I
what happens.
still will never forget when we got to New York and we were cold and wet and he took us to go get ramen. I was like, this is amazing.
Hey, listen, man, it was the journey to get to it that made it so satisfying. So what were we at again? Oh yeah, go watch Bluey. Season 1 through 3, A specifically, are available on Disney Plus right now. So give it a watch. They're like 7 episodes apiece, very easy to digest, and overall
7 minutes a piece. You mean?
Yeah, as I said. Or
You
did
said
I-
7 episodes a piece.
7
What the
episodes
fuck?
apiece. Oh fuck! 7-minute episodes is probably what I said. So 7-minute episodes apiece. So yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, KG Ruby plushies won. I can't say for certain. However, I do have something over here to the side right now. Emmy might know what I'm referring to with this one. So there was an art piece that we released a week or so ago, and it was dedicated to the cherry blossoms. So on the side with me over here, I have an actual printout of the poster. I haven't opened it yet. It's still there. I wanted to initially open it today, but I'm going to keep it in the side for now.
No!
And then we'll show it off a little later in the week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I need to make sure for myself first to see if it is of good quality, and then I'll see if it's okay to share or not.
Okay.
But if it is, Emmy, I'll also send you the link so you can get one for yourself too. on that
Yes!
one. Yeah, so
I can hang it up. Yay!
It's a just to let people know in case people want to know. It's like an 18 by 24 size one. It looks really lovely from the size alone. So I'm wondering where the hell I'm gonna put this in this room. But we'll see when that happens. For now, though, yeah, look forward to when we get a chance to see more of that in the distant future. Will we sell those as posters on the Teespring site, or on the Spring site, I should say? I can't say for certain. However, if you guys do want to get other merch, it is also available on the Spring site in itself, so you guys can check it out too. It's in the merch button down in below in the about section, you should be able to see some hoodies and all that good stuff. We will be adding more eventually later down the road too. I am still working on some other stuff. So make sure to go check it out over at the PokePodWorld.creators-spring.com. Thank you, Cosmic, for providing that exclamation point moment there. Really appreciate it. All right, so let us continue with our shenanigans for tonight. There was a very big thing that happened this week that I think a lot of fans were excited to get. And I don't know how many of you here in this call in particular are as excited for this franchise, but it is something to be looked upon, which is, of course, none other than the heavily loved title of Splatoon. Splatoon 3 to be exact. So last week, Splatoon had themselves a Nintendo Direct dedicated just focused on them. And this one was pretty neat because, well, like I stated, it was focusing entirely on just the Splatoon 3 game. So tonight we're going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about it and just see in general if you guys really care or not really care much about the Splatoon 3 presentation.
Sounds like watching paint.
That doesn't help me.
I mean,
that's just it.
No.
Actually, you said what, TSS?
I haven't played the second game.
I am not a Splatoon fan. However, I do the same thing that I do with some of the other franchises that I'm not a fan of, like Xenoblade. I don't play the games, but I respect the fans who play it. Or I do like I don't know. I like the atmosphere of Splatoon. I can't put my finger on it, but it's very clear. Splatoon's an IP that has like a fun level of creativity to it. You definitely can tell it when you see it. When you look at it, you go, "Huh, I can see this being a trend. Like I can see this being something that not just kids, but adults like."
And also squids too.
Don't forget them. I mean, octopuses.
You're a quid. You're a squid. You're a kid. You're a squid.
From what I heard of the soundtrack, I do like some of the music in Splatoon, especially in Smash Brothers. At least when I hear it.
Oh yeah, the Smash remixes are pretty good. So,
very good.
Allow me to explain as someone who enjoys the Splatoon franchise then. Splatoon 3 is going to be a continuation of course, the sequels that came prior to it, Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2. It's going to be the traditional 4v4 map as we're always accustomed to. However, this time around, we got ourselves a whoop ton more of variety when it comes to weaponry, map layouts and designs, and modes as well. A lot of the things that were improved upon within 2 are carried over here, with some additional updated features now being incorporated into 3, including faster ways to like use weaponry, and most importantly, new weapons, at which one in particular has my attention. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called a Splatana or something like that, which is just a katana sword. Except it just throws nothing but ink, and it's absolutely incredible. I love it so very much. You'll probably see more of it in the footage here on the top right. But it is a really well-polished game. A lot of people love it, especially those in Japan. Like, if you look at the viewership from here in Japan, and I mean over there in Japan and here in the US, it is night and day, bro. It is absolutely insane how big of a game Splatoon truly is. And like I stated before, wonderful, wonderful game to play, especially when you got a group of people to play with you, a team of 4. Oh, you're in for a fun ride all around. So nothing really much has changed when it comes to outside of that. Like, of course, we're getting the traditional new story modes, new stages, new weapons, new cosmetics, and quality of life changes to improve upon past things. And of course, one of the other cool things as well is the new way of how they're handling content, because they straight up confirmed to you that they're going to be giving you new content throughout the next 2 years once this title releases, every 3 months for the next 2 years. So it gives you an idea for like how you're supposed to approach the new content when it drops in the distant future. And most importantly, this wasn't even talked about in the Direct, but also it turns out that you can carry over all the data you had from Splatoon 2 over here to 3. some of it anyway. Your cosmetics, your designs, your weapons, all of that stuff, yeah, that's not getting carried over. But your record count, your kill count, all of those things that you've achieved in the ranked modes, those get carried over. Which means if you jump into this game with all of your data intact from Splatoon 2 into this game, that means the game's algorithm will know your playstyle and will put you in the most brutal of competitions.
What?
So if you do very poorly in Splatoon 2 and are carrying it over to 3, you will fight against other opponents who are equal in level to you. However, if you are an absolute badass in Splatoon 2, that data carries over into 3. So that means you are going to also be fighting against other badasses, squids, and octopuses out there in Splatoon 3. Which is a benefit and a detriment, because that means that you will not be able to whoop young kids' asses in this game when it officially launches. You're going to be caught in the tough competition instead, which is a sad thing, but that's just the punishment you have to suffer for being so good at the game.
This game has a new block.
Yeah, pretty much. If you carry your data. If you never played Splatoon 2, you're fine. But if you played it, best of luck on that one, buddy. You're going to get your ass beat within the first day alone. So, yeah. So, here's another cool thing, as well as Rad Ambassador said. They also replaced the genders in this game with style-like, something similar to Animal Crossing. So, it gives more representation all around for just everyone within the community. So, now you can be, well, a squid. Legitimately. So it's really cool. I love that. I really do. It's such, like I said, quality of life changes that makes everything feel very open and accessible to all, which is a very important thing when you want to make sure you get your game across to everyone out there and make everyone feel welcomed at home. At least that's how I perceive it. So, yeah. That's all I can say on the game so far. Oh, right. There's also one other thing I should talk about. There is a new idol group in this particular game. Every new game, they always incorporate a brand new idol group. I think a lot of people already know where I'm going to go with this one. Hashtag Big Man Sweep. Let's go. But yeah, so we got a trio this time around, which is interesting to me because we've never seen this before in the past. It's always been an idol group of 2. Let me go over to the very end right here. So we got these 3 characters. Obviously, let me see. We'll show them off right now. So they're, of course, none other. Fry over here on the right side. On the left side, we got this other character called Shiver. And then this one, the Big Man. AKA Big Man's in the house. I love it. The new group here, titled, of course, Deep Cut, is introduced for this one. And now that we got a trio of 3 in this, that means that the Splatfest that used to initially be a competition of like 2 opposite sides is now a 3-team battle royale fight, which makes things a lot more fun and chaotic. So that means there's 3 colors on the battlefield, which will bring a lot of chaos all around. So yeah, like I said, they're just a lot of fun. Also, if you guys love your music, they incorporate a fusion of like Japanese style, and I shit you not, I swear I feel Brazilian music vibes coming out from this, like with samba. If you haven't had a chance to listen to this song, like really take a listen to it. It is incredible. Hell, even some of the characters, if you look at the video, they actually even do the Macarena at one point too. So they're bringing a lot of cool, unique gimmicks around in this one, and I appreciate them for it. So it's got a fusion of like the Japanese culture with the rhythm of Brazilian culture as well in the mix, and it's something incredible. I love it so much. But yeah, so that's all I had to say on it. You guys can look at the footage for yourself. Please give it a shot. Splatoon 3 is coming out later this year. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I am going to definitely be a day 1 purchase buyer for this one, just like with the other 2 games. I hope I get to play more of it, though, this time around. Splatoon 2 came out in a very weird time for me personally, so I wasn't able to play as much as I would have hoped. But I can only, fingers crossed, see that maybe Splatoon 3 will be the game to really invigorate that passion of Splatoon hype for me this time around. So that's all I got to say on it. I don't know about you guys here in the call. If you guys have anything in terms of commentary you would like to add towards the Splatoon franchise, or just 3 in general, if you haven't had a chance to look into it yet. But yeah, just take a look at the footage and see for yourself, and let me know what you guys think. So I'll pass it on here to you guys in the call. Let me pass it to you first, Tyrone. What do you have to say about just Splatoon in general, and maybe the content that you've seen thus far for Splatoon 3?
Splatoon to me, like I said before, is aesthetically I like Splatoon. I never played the damn game, but I like the music, I like the environment, I like the customization aspect, so everybody has their own little personality. I believe that one time, yeah, I just saw it on screen actually. The timing of these is always perfect. We saw like octopus hybrid, like an octopus breed of people at one point. I don't know. I always like the ideas that Splatoon bring that's separated from just being you are doing generic first person shooter thing. Because a lot of not a lot of shooter games usually have that aspect of, oh, you are a soldier in the deep depths of war, recreating some war that happened or doing some war in the future. But you have an M18 or a rifle or like some caliber gun and some grenades and a proximity bomb, and oh look, you're doing the same thing, and your background is brown, gray, and or black, and you got to fight in generic forest and or city and or desert area. So it's really refreshing to like look at Splatoon. Splatoon to me aesthetically has always been one of the best looking shooter games, and obviously there's more to it than shooting. In fact, your goal isn't to directly kill the opponent, it's to land it's basically a territory war, done in a creative way. And I like that. It means that not necessarily you can win in a lot more different means than just blowing your opponent the fuck up. You can pretty much like just mark your territory, find different routes that you know would be the best, have one player fight off other players while you paint the territory or literally paint the town red, I guess. Yeah, and it's always something I wanted to give a try, but I was also thrown off by, like, to me, to everybody, to the fans, it's going to seem like it's been a long time since each game has come out, but to me, I'm looking back at, like, wow, we're at Splatoon 3 already? Shit.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday since Splatoon came out. Obviously, I know that was years ago, but I guess for someone who hasn't been playing them, the wait seems so much shorter to me than a person who's probably been anticipating this game for so long. And I will say we got in Splatoon 3 trailers a while back ago, didn't we? Like way back in, I want to say like 2 years ago?
A year ago.
Oh, a year ago. Okay. So yeah, I can definitely see why. It's definitely well received. I've always seen it as a very well received series, and I do respect it. I haven't played one, but I do respect the IP. It's one of those IPs I look at and go, yeah, Inkling being in Smash was definitely deserved. Deserved. It was a good move. And like I said, the music, even the iconic theme, the da 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 da, you know it when you hear it. Even if you're not a Splatoon fan, it definitely has like that charm to it. So yeah, kudos to Splatoon fans, and hopefully they get what they deserve in a good Splatoon 3 game. Because I may get into it. I feel like, is it too late to get into Splatoon or?
Nah, especially now with Splatoon 3 dropping soon. It's a great time to jump into it.
But do you need context? Do you need to play Splatoons 1 and 2? Or
Only if you're playing single player.
Yeah, if you want to go for the lore, yeah. But they tend to kind of give you like little bits of recap. However, if you want to know the full experience and also learn about some of the things they might miss out on, or just Easter eggs that are based from Splatoon 1 and 2, similar to like other video games out there, you might need to play past titles just to get a full idea as to what those Easter egg details could be, or even recurring characters, because there are some characters that return from 1 and 2 that are coming back here in 3.
You can definitely tell a lot of love was put into the Splatoon series, even when I watched the directs, or when I watched the guy who made Splatoon. I don't know his name, but I see him wear like a lab coat and some goggles, and every time he shows up, he like does like his body in the pose of the number. which I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot. You can definitely tell that he put a lot of heart into this. Him and his team obviously put a lot of heart
Yeah.
into this series, and it shows. It shows for fans and non-fans alike. Whether you like Splatoon or hate it, you can definitely appreciate the love that they put into it.
And that's
So
why
yeah,
it grew
yeah.
extremely big during the time of the Splatoon 2 launch, especially with the success of the Switch. Oh, it grew immensely. The fan base grew tremendous after that.
Yeah, so that's my. I don't know how much you can get from my take, but that was my take of Splatoon.
No, understandable, buddy. That's understandable. As somebody who's never played it, yeah, just seeing it from the outside view, and just hearing from other people, it's just nice to at least see that there is a form of respect for the IP, basically.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of Nintendo IPs. I'm like that with. I was like that with the Star Fox series too when they made their new Star Fox. I felt good for them because it was like, God, it's so long since you guys had a game.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like the environments too. The environments of Splatoon always look fun and look bright and vibrant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Emmy, let me pass this one on to you. What do you have to say
Yeah.
about it?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of going from the same standpoint as Tyrone, like kind of seeing from the outside. Like, I have some friends who really like Splatoon, and they like one of them has told me, yeah, when Splatoon 3 comes out, I'm going into hiding, so you won't hear from me
Oh,
for a
damn.
bit. Yeah, because they're gonna be playing it. So I'm like, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. But same thing. Like, I can appreciate like the community, like the fans, like for this game. It seems like a really fun game. Like, I always like wanted to get into it, but I was like, oh, is it too? I was kind of like the same thing as Tyrone. It's like, is it too late? But maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it
Oh,
up
it's
one day
not
and
too
I'll just
late.
start
I'll tell
playing
you
it.
that right now. It's never too late to join into a hype. Hell, even people right now playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 who never touched 1 and 2 are joining into the
I
hype
can
with the
do that?
Xenoblade franchise. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You just will miss out on the
Okay.
Easter eggs.
Well, so the reason I thought Xenoblade was a bit more flexible with it because Xenoblade, like, technically their stories, they're connected, but very vaguely. Whereas, like, Splatoon, I thought it was like, developed this much since Splatoon 1. Our
Yeah.
world has been built off of the structures of 1 and 2.
And they're technically sequel stories anyway. They're not
Yeah.
like alternate universes. They're actually sequel stories and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
But continue, Emmy, if you have more to say.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I really like the directs because, like, you see, like, the directors come out with like the lab coats and like the sunglasses. I always found that really cool. Same thing. It's like they pour a lot of love into that, which I very much appreciate. It's just they love what they're doing, and that makes me very happy, and it's so wholesome. But other than that, like I really can't comment on much. It's cool that they have that like Splatoon has grown over like the couple of years to the point where like you even see like in Mario Kart 2 there's like tracks as well. Like, like in the battle like modes and
Yeah.
stuff, they have like that one Splatoon track. So like that's really cool. And yeah, even like the music as well, like you guys were talking about too, it's so iconic, and even hearing them in Smash and just hearing the remixes are so good. So yeah, like I can appreciate it. I appreciate it from the outside. And also what Red Ambassador said as well is Splatoon got concerts in Japan. So like that's cool.
Oh, it's
so much
definitely
love.
very cool. I'll tell you that much.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. Not much from me.
All right, no, understandable. TSS, I'm curious about yours. Are you around the same wavelength, I guess, as Emmy and Tyrone here when it comes to their talks on this game?
Incorrect.
Oh, really?
I actually put in about 50 hours in the Splatoon 1.
Holy shit.
And it was mostly and it was only because of the multiplayer. A lot of people on PM loved the game, and I did play a significant amount of it, and I was waiting for the Splatfest and the DLC. One thing I could definitely say is I have to double check. I got to look at my Wii U, but I'm pretty sure I did about 50 hours into the game. I was like at level 25 or something. And,
Still, 50 hours is a lengthy amount for any video game in general, really.
Yeah, I mean, it is
That's your average
absolutely-
RPG.
Yeah, and that is it was a really fun game, especially with the gamepad. Another thing that I want to also mention is the Miiverse integration with Splatoon 1 was one of the most interesting things that I've ever seen. Like there were tons and tons of Vine videos about, people just walking up to somebody and some random like out of the blue off color message just comes off on the Miiverse, and then it's like, okay, walks away. and I had my character, um, doing basically my Elton John 1986 impression. Basically, it was a combination of the boater hat from the '84 Breaking Hearts tour and leather jackets from '86 leather jackets. So I
Ooh,
played
that's pretty
that,
cool.
and yeah, I mean, but for a person who played it an okay amount of time, I didn't. Now the only thing that I have for Splatoon 2 was the Switch pre-launch event back in January of 2017. That was the only time I played Splatoon 2. Because Splatoon 2 came out later that year. I think it was like June or something like that. And the main reason why I didn't want to get into Splatoon 2 was because I hated the Joy-Con controls. I felt that they were even a downgrade from using because I loved using the Wii U gamepad to play it, because then you could just tap the screen and then you could spawn in to
Yeah,
your teammates and
it
also just look
felt
at the
more
map.
natural, really.
Yeah, that's but like I said, when you had all those maps in there, but I appreciate I appreciate the people that liked Splatoon 2. Splatoon 3, on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, as I get older, I'm in my mid 30s now. The problem is I have a huge, the gaming backlog becomes larger and larger. But I won't, I won't stop people from getting Splatoon 3. But I'm interested to see what the fans will come up, and maybe later I'll buy the game. Um, as far as Red Ambassador goes, with the Splatoon concerts in Japan, they had those in YouTube.
Yeah,
They had the first couple. Yeah, they had the one for Splatoon 1 with Callie Marie, and the protagonist from the second game as well. And realistically, those those kind of VR, the character concerts, actually you were using it before Hatsune Miku used them. Because you have to
they,
consider that.
they got that
Yeah, you have to,
Nintendo money.
yeah. Well, let's put it into perspective. If anybody could go out there and see when the first VR Hatsune Miku concert was with the screen.
Typing it is as we speak.
Yeah, because the Splatoon one was in, I believe, April of 2016.
Yeah, I think it was
The first
prior to the
Hatsune
release.
Miku concert was August 22nd, 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but did they use the same technology?
Oh,
I fucking know.
probably hell no, yeah. Because technology only improved upon. I think it was like almost 3D like for the new version, pretty
Yeah,
much.
we were on the wavelength. TSS. I was typing that in as we were talking.
Yeah, that was okay.
It
So
was
so the Miku
crazy.
so the Miku concert was more of like an AR thing,
That
as
might be
opposed
the
to an
word.
actual instead of an actual stage presence.
Oh, fun fact. Okay, Hatsune Miku was a guest. She was a guest in our first one. It was August 22nd, 2009. She didn't get her own until Miku Fest, which was like some days later, on August 31st.
Damn.
So she made her like her quote unquote debut.
Debut, yeah.
Take me
Yo, yeah, don't slip into the Miku lore with me, yo. You don't want to go there.
Yeah, you love
Once
Hatsune
you get
Miku,
in
don't you?
Once you get in the Miku world, you can't come out.
No, then what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna have to spend $50,000 on a fucking Itasha.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing, buddy.
Yeah, my introduction to her, I was going to my first anime convention, and I saw like a Miku, like, but it was one of those games where you have to press the button at the right time, the rhythm games. And
yeah.
when I played it, I was just like, what is this music and why is it so good? And then ever since then, Miku's just been a part of my life.
Well, you should
So
be
that-
happy to know Hatsune Miku is currently going in an anime right now. This
I
season.
know.
Yeah. Jashin-chan Dropkick. She's making an appearance in every single episode, which is absolutely hilarious to me. Like, her whole gimmick in that show is just literally cameo appearances, and I love it.
I need to watch the original Shinkalion series, because apparently Hatsune Miku was like there in like half of the episodes.
Yeah, it's funny. I know there was like another episode where they don't like have Hatsune Miku, but they dress them up as Hatsune Miku. and straight up look like them. And the whole premise of the episode was trying to revert back their looks to go back to their normal selves until the end of the episode when everything finally does go back to normal. But the house is still in the middle of the streets. So when everything got fixed, the house unfortunately is now stuck in the middle of the streets. And the episode just ends like that. But hey, everyone's back to normal though.
Our house in the middle of the
street. Her current concert is the Hatsune Miku Magical Mirai 10th anniversary one, which goes from August 12th all the way to February 5th of 2023.
Damn. Hatsune Miku love.
Yeah, she's going ham.
Hey, listen, we appreciate all the Hatsune Miku stuff.
And now people are guest on in her shit.
Hatsune Miku is really starting to grow up more in popularity as the years pass by, and also helps with all the games that drops as well, focused on her.
And canonically, she has a Vulpix as her Pokemon. That's real.
Yeah, they even made... I wish they had done something like that, because I know, like, Miku can appear in shows. That shit would have been great to have seen it in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember which game it was she had the Vulpix in, but... Well, no, it wasn't a game. It was... When did she have that Vulpix?
That was the Alolan Vulpix. I would assume that was probably during the beginning of Sword and Shield or the end of the year of Sun and Moon.
Yes. Somebody even put her on a Pokemon card with it.
Yeah, that was a TCG. So it's like the slip.
Oh, it looks so good. Fuck.
You can still get one if you're lucky on eBay.
I can what?
Just go to Mandarake.
Bruh.
Yeah, you didn't know those things? They used to sell the binders. They sold the TCG slips, like where you could put the cards inside. So that way, whenever, it's like the safety protection thing. They had a lot.
I need it.
How did you not notice? This thing was out for like so long, bro.
I saw the promotional art for it, but you know how fans are when they draw shit and it's so good sometimes? It looks like the real thing. Uh-huh. My brain, fucked me and thought it was fake.
No, that shit was the real deal.
Yeah, no, fans are getting too good at, art now. So, shit that you believe is fake is real, and shit you believe is real is fake. Back in the day, you could look and be like, that's bullshit. But nowadays, they I don't know, these artists, I don't know what they putting in their food, aka Sergi. I don't know what they putting in their food, but they can draw now.
Here we go, I found it. It's called Snow Miku 2020.
Alola. Yeah, Snow Miku Alolan Vulpix.
Yeah, so this was something that was going on, and you could take a look down here. They had promotional artwork, but they also started selling goodies too. They had acrylic keychains, they had a battle mat, they had a poster that you could buy, t-shirts with it too, fans, and just many other things as well. There's also the folders as well, as I mentioned beforehand too, where you could put things in there. Just a lot of cool shit all around. I really like it. Oh, and they also had those kind of circle pins you can also use too. Really cool.
Yeah. She also had a mix with Hello Kitty, but
Miku's everywhere. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, pretty much. She needs to be a Smash character.
No, she needs to have music first before Smash.
But I will say now with the VTuber boom and everything and more 3D technology coming out, I'm really excited to see what other sort of events we had. We had the Cali solo concert in the July and stuff, and that shit looks impressive if you ever seen the clips from there. So I'm excited to see what else will come in. We want to see if there might be a 3D stage, a wraparound. Wouldn't that be nice to have the holographic, a holographic 3D stage where instead of being a 2D object, you actually have a 3D view, kind of the way they kind of do it at you know how they sometimes project the shit into waterfalls, where it looks like a 3D image being projected from that. I wanted to be like that.
Huh. Hey, anything's possible with technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Splatoon 3, Hatsune Miku love. We love to see this shit.
Yeah.
Splatoon, like I said before, great time all around. I hope people will get an opportunity to play it when it drops later this year. Also, there's even an Akira reference in one of the shots in this game. There's a brand new sub weapon where you literally spawn a shark and you ride on it, and it drives you forward. But right before it stops, it does the slide that's similar to Akira's signature motorcycle slide, but instead with a bike, it's with the fucking shark. And then after that, the shark jumps into the air and dives down and just explodes that circle that the shark is in, killing anything in that path. It actually is really cool. It's shit like this that makes me enjoy games so much, bro. And I love this sort of stuff. So yeah. Ladies and gents, once again, if you haven't had a chance to try out the game, give it a shot. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. So yeah, that's all I got to say for it thus far. So nothing much else to say for the world of the Splatoon franchise, and I'm just very excited to see where things will go moving forward. All right, so let's continue on then with our shenanigans, why don't we? So let's go and fix that up. There we go. What else do we have to talk about that has gone down within this past week? I know we had the Evo Tournament as well that went down, which introduced a... well, actually, this was during the last week, but we never really got a chance to talk about it, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about it this week. So Evo brought like a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of announcements. Of course, the biggest thing is rollback netcode for almost every single fighting game in existence, and a $600 arcade game of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that's now available to actually own, but you have to buy the arcade system itself to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So yeah, interesting thing, no?
It's by the same people that made the other arcade games such as Street Fighter 2. The only thing is, if you want people to buy that, people will be susceptible to both input lag and also display latency. So they better make it good, because otherwise people are just going to rip the guts out and then just put in they're going to put in like maybe real emulation where they can actually use like low latency tricks such as run ahead. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on with this, but because my mom has the Pac-Man one, and that shit has like 6 frames of lag. That's like fucking playable.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why they're very hard at work when it comes to making sure that the game, when it releases through the arcade itself, is as faithful to the source material and the input latency is as minimal as possible. So fingers crossed on that. Maybe they'll also incorporate online mode too. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see when that happens, though.
Well, that's an actual machine. I don't think that's going to be. That's an actual arcade machine, like a stand-up arcade machine. There's going to be no online multiplayer. It's just a freaking box.
I heard that there might be, because the past versions of the arcade machines actually had like a in the very back of the machine, since they worked on it, they literally added a port that you can literally plug into your Ethernet. And it connects online due to that. But that's the only way you can play online. You have to be plugged in. There's no like wireless connection. It has to be pure wired connection all the way through. So maybe they'll do that for this one. I'm not necessarily sure, but it's still a cool thing regardless if they can allow online multiplayer. Because I think that would also justify the $600 price tag that you got to go through with that one.
People will just playing on Fightcade and shit. That's it.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, just the option, just to have that choice would be a wonderful thing. So yeah, there's that. Tekken was announced, all that stuff. Let's talk about this real quick. Tyrone, I don't know how much you're into this, but I have to ask you, are you familiar by any chance with a very iconic franchise out there? Very well known, very beloved. I'm talking specifically Cars 2. And the reason why I bring up Cars 2...
Is this Sonic Omens bullshit?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about hashtag Cars 2 sweep. So I know we're not normally ones to get into the controversial side. We obviously tend to not talk about it as much. However, with the insanity that came from what we learned these past couple of days from the release of Sonic Omens, which is a fan-made game done by a studio, it unfortunately came at the cost with a shit ton, and I mean it, a shit ton of controversy, weird ass decisions, and just everything all around, bro. Because for starters, this fucking thing throws me the fuck off, bro. I hate when games do this thing where where the character says the name of the game. You guys ever had those moments? You know, like it's like, oh, well, this is going to be our Xenoblade Chronicles or some shit like that, for example. Do you guys ever hate that?
Yeah.
So there's a moment in the trailer where Sonic in that shot, in the final moment, he's like, well, consider this your bad omen. And then they literally know what they're doing because they capitalized the O in the subtitle version of that trailer. So they knew what the fuck they were doing with that pun right there. But the reason why I bring this up is because there was a document release. I'm not going to go through all of it. There's a straight up Google Docs release of Sonic Omens and the Downfall of Ouroboros. So this document contains very explicit stuff, specifically found in the Maria texture section.
God.
Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, like Shadow for some reason is being haunted by like these illusions of Maria, which we thought initially was like kind of weird, but like it gets stupider. So there's one statement in here that I laughed my ass off so much, hence why there's a Cars 2 poster here. The project also stole music from Cars 2, the video game.
What?
Yeah. Allow me to explain in details what the hell I mean by that Cars 2 statement there. So, there's a composer who made music for Sonic Omens. And because of that, they released certain songs, of course, and showed up, for the game. However, things didn't stop there because it turns out that the composer straight up, I guess, did something absolutely insane and ripped parts of one of the soundtracks from Cars 2, the video game, and put it in the
DS
song.
one, right?
Huh? Yes, I think it was the DS one. And then did it for Sonic Omens soundtrack and called it his own.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Bro, you're a fan game already. Why you plagiarizing? Bro.
You plagiarizing Cars 2.
Cars 2.
I guess they thought, oh, it's a Cars 2 game. Nobody will notice. Everyone noticed.
Everyone noticed, yeah.
Now all of China knows your copyright.
Yeah, so
every time I downloaded the game right when it came out, and I haven't played it yet, but every time, like, it feels like every week I hear something new about this game that's just like, what the fuck? Like, oh, Maria's a boss battle. What? What? Sonic Omens, what are you doing?
Oh, and it doesn't stop there. It just gets worse. I don't know if I should spoil the ending of the game, but that shit had me in fucking tears, bro, when I learned about it. Do you guys want to be spoiled by the ending, or guys don't give a shit about this?
A fan game, who gives a shit?
Okay, at the very fucking end of the game, they show a shot of Sonic going to a tombstone, and then you see the words on the tombstone, Chris Thorndike. Which, if you guys know that name, might ring a bell to a particular franchise from the Sonic series titled Sonic X, aka Chris from that particular series. And then we actually got a 3D model of him in this game, and he looks so rough, bro. Like, he looks so bad. I'm horrified by just the disgust I see on screen. Here, I'll post it here for you guys to see on the TV itself. You guys can check it out and share your opinions on it for yourself. But this shit had me in tears, bro. I looked at this and I'm like, oh my god.
I could have gone my whole life without seeing that cursed image.
Yo.
But yeah.
Yo, what? Why?
I love how it's not fully on the TV screen as well, and it's still more cursed.
I'll be in your dreams.
Oh, no, you're not welcome there. Oh.
Somebody said it looks like Sora on cocaine.
Damn.
It does. Oh my god, it really does.
And it gets even weirder too because some of the developers, I think, who are known to work on the game, are going after people for their opinions on the game. Like for example, there's a comment here that says Sonic Omens is so bad that it makes me lose my motivation on working on a review, still forcing myself to finish it, right? And at the very bottom, it says, this is the person who is one of the people that work on it. It says, "Come on, we are tired of waiting already. Your stream was great. The whole department laughed."
Wow.
Yeah. It's shit like this. Oh, man.
That's crazy.
How much was this game?
It's free. It's
Well,
a fan.
actually, we might need to talk about that because that was also in the side of plagiarism too. So, in case you guys didn't know, they were caught under fire a while back because of the fact that they had this whole thing on Patreon.
What?
Oh, they tried to sell a fan game.
So here's how it works. So Sonic Omens originally had beta builds hidden behind a paywall subscription on Patreon. So it wasn't until the backlash that people brought up on the field that ultimately ruined their reputation for not handling criticism properly. They unfortunately reworked that whole personal Patreon into a studio Patreon, which hosts their original IP projects. However, it still hosts Sonic Omens related development stuff, excluding the beta build. So you still got to see Sonic Omens content in there, just not build releases on it. So that was still a pretty kind of shady thing to do, especially if you guys are known to if you guys know about fan games and how you're supposed to approach fan games and the concept of profit and how you're not supposed to make a profit on those sort of things. It is very, very dicey when it comes to that. So not only that, Patreon isn't the only place they have that though. Like if you go to their VK page, which is something like Twitter or Facebook, which allows you to donate people money through donations, you'll see that they have a Patreon equivalent called Boosty, which actually advertises Sonic Omens. So if you go to their page, it literally hides Sonic Omens content behind a paywall, meaning you have to pay to see all the content that's available for that said thing.
Yep.
And it like I said, it just continues. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse as you just continue looking through the Google Docs.
I'm glad I didn't stream this damn game. I was about to. I was literally because I was thinking that night. I was like, what should I stream today? And then Sonic came up in my head. I wound up, you already know what I did. It was Sonic 2 and Sonic CD instead. But a part of me did think about Omens because I just downloaded it. But then I looked at all the shit and I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Not today.
Yeah.
No, not today.
And then we get the Maria part, which is the worst thing about this whole thing.
Maria?
So Maria is that character from Sonic Adventure 2 that got introduced in that title. And as you guys already know, she gets killed in said game. And she is a child. Let me just bring that again. She is a child
person, yes.
So recently, somebody looked into the files of the game and noticed something in peculiar. They found a underwear texture for Maria.
Oh, no.
However, that isn't the worst part. I mean, sometimes some games do that, where they do give underwear.
Yeah, they do it for detail purposes.
Exactly.
To give them clothes. Yeah.
So that in itself is perfectly fine. All right, that's fine. Understandable.
Yeah,
if you want to be dedicated to that.
I just know it's gonna get weird, isn't it?
It's gonna get weird. So on the texture of it, however, there is two particular words written on it.
Here it comes. You ready, Amy? Here it comes.
On the texture, it is written as "bad girl."
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
He's a child.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Like, what the fuck? I was just reading this. Like, oh shit, bro. It's
we got him. We got hi FBI. Let's go.
Why? 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 They could have just stopped, and then they just kept going. Please tell me there's not more.
Oh, there's still more.
FBI, this is Black Eagle. We have the target in sight. I repeat, we have the target in sight.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, so.
Yo, let's get it.
But it doesn't
Hey,
stop
just say the
there.
name again. It's funny.
Like I said, it doesn't stop there. I feel bad. I really feel bad for this one. This one hurt me the most when I read about it. So there is a voice actor in the game who voices Eggman. Now I don't think the voice actor has any issues. By the way, there's no issues behind the voice actors. All the people who voiced and all that stuff, they're not the developers. They're just simply providing what their voices are, thinking it's going to a good project, right? So they have no influence towards the actual content surrounding the game. But anyway, so there's a person called Sumokin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, they are the voice actor for Eggman in Sonic Omens. However, before that, he made a slightly negative review on Sonic Omens. After Ouroboros invited him to work for them, he then made a positive review on the fan game while purposely ignoring its biggest flaws. The fact that their censorship directly affects the people they're working with is crazy to me. Recently, Sumokin streamed Omen's new episodes where he was struggling with the Maria boss. The developers, who were also present on the stream, were making fun of him, and that caused him to rage quit. He literally,
What?
yeah. So Eggman's VA in this game is a YouTuber. He streamed Sonic Omens yesterday, played it for 2.5 hours straight. Sonic Omen's levels design is so atrocious that it drove him mad, and he had a mental breakdown after struggling to beat it. Oh, and the developers were also present on stream, and they made fun of him for struggling the whole stream.
Wow, what the fuck? Yo, what?
The level of unprofessionalism in this whole thing is just ridiculous.
It's bad because here's the thing, and let me be clear: fan games are something that I feel is supposed to be with passion. It's supposed to be behind a love for a franchise.
My favorite Sonic fan games are Sonic before the sequel and Sonic after the sequel. Those are my two favorites.
Oh, my favorite one was that the one fan RPG game that used to be on like one of those Newgrounds sites where they literally gave Sonic a big ass sword for some reason. You could fight like the end boss is Super Sonic, like that. Like those games are made out of passion, out of love for the franchise and what they think of it. You know. Like, for example...
My favorite Sonic fan game is Sparky. No, just kidding.
There's so many. Like, Sonic, what was it? The Robo, something like that? I know Donnie talks about that a lot every week on the PokePod. Sonic and the Fallen Star, Sonic Triple Trouble, 16-bit, Sonic GT.
Technically, Freedom Planet is supposed to be that, but it branched off into its own thing.
Which is great, because I think they made a sequel to it, no?
They did.
So yeah, unfortunately, this leaves a very negative impact on the on just gaming fan games in general. Because if people and developers like this exist, that can tarnish just the availability for others to also come into the scene. You know, it's thanks to fan games that we got people like Christian Whitehead who worked with Sega to make Sonic Mania and to make those ports of Sonic 1 through 3, no? So it was
the CD port by Christian Whitehead.
Yeah, that too. Like, there are so many things we have to acknowledge that, like, fan games do end up eventually having a happy end, working with the developers of titles that they've made themselves and it becoming a reality. That's something really cool to hear about. But then when you get stories like these do nothing but harm the fan game side of stories, because it's like people and developers want to make these things out of passion. They're not trying to make money out of it. They're just simply trying to create a game for fans by fans. And when things like this happen, where controversy continues to rise, where monetization is somehow being played in the mix, and where you're shamelessly harassing and sexualizing minors, this doesn't look good. It will get to Sega's attention to a point where it will ultimately harm the fan game industry. And this is something we don't need to see in this world right now. This is something that needs to be given with love, bro, not with
Moral of the story: people equals shit. Next.
Unfortunately, TSS, you are absolutely right with that one.
Now, on the good side, there's a good side of Sonic right now. Well, for the fans, mate, coincidentally enough. So, KG, Snap Cube,
yes.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Did that come out already?
They did it. They
When?
did it. I just see Penny Parker just post, it's done. So there'll probably be a link later, but as of right now, it's done.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we get real time dubs for Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh man, that's gonna be great.
Isn't
That's
it supposed to be like
great.
the finale of it though, if I'm correct?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's done. They did it. Shit. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to listen to.
Oh god, yes.
Let me clarify something. Even with the worst Sonic games, like we got like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 and stuff, say what you want about them, but like even for as bad as those games are, the people behind them making them, they're not purposely trying to be shitty people. At least we don't know them like that. Where publicly they're not trying to be like on this level. Like, yeah, a lot of people make the jokes. Oh, fans are better at making Sonic games than Sega is. Yeah, but there's also fucked up fans who want to go out of their way to sexualize fucking Maria from Sonic Adventure 2 and want to go ahead and troll fucking people who are streaming their game and charge people for a game that technically shouldn't have a price tag on it. So, yeah, if you ever feel bad, just know that exists.
Yeah. But overall message of the day: don't be Sonic Omens developers.
Yeah,
don't
be
harass
Yeah.
people. Don't do things like this. Don't hurt the fan game industry. Because
Yeah.
there are passionate people behind projects that really do make a difference, that can ultimately lead them to developing games, and even to a point where they can even develop for the creations that they made that are based and inspired by those franchise and IPs. That's how we got Sonic Mania. That was a reality thanks to people who worked in the hacking scene and made these Sonic fan games. But it was possible because there was a passion behind it. When you remove that passion, you're just left with nothing but negativity, and ultimately just it's never good. So that's all I got to say on Sonic Omen so far. You can go and check out all the info and all the additional details that are coming out day by day, because there's still more shit dropping. I'm not going to go to all the specifics. I'm only just giving you guys the brief info that I have thus far, and just letting you guys know that it's just wild, bro. It absolutely is wild. So that's all I gotta say. So, nothing much more to say other than that. And hope you guys do support actual creations of fan games that are really, truly with a passion behind it. Like we mentioned before with Sonic Robo, for example. You know, Robo Blast 2, I think is what it's called. That game's been worked on for decades, bro. It's absolutely insane. It's kind of like a mixture of Sonic and Doom, like the old days. It's really cool to look at. So yeah. And also, of course, the main Sonic franchise as well. Sonic Frontiers is still a title. I think we're actually going to be getting some new Sonic information later this year. Or this month, I'm sorry. Later this month, in a couple of days, for that title. So if you guys are looking forward to that, that's going to be a lot of fun, no? So yeah. And that's all I got to say on it so far. What else is there to also talk about too? I guess the Pokemon World Championships is also happening as well on London, if I'm correct, or where is it exactly taking place?
Yeah, Pokemon
Yeah,
World's it's taking place in London.
All right, so yeah, that's gonna be a fun time too, because I think they're gonna be distributed as well. So if you guys ever want to just see what it's gonna look like,
yes, I'm gonna be there at the Pokemon World Championships watching it. I mean, I won't physically be there, but I'm watching the battles.
nice. I know the Discord community is actually planning to try to host a stream on the community thing to actually watch it with the rest of the folks and see what's happening on screen.
Yeah.
So
You have to see what time though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, we don't know anything on that yet, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it's
know
not like 4 a.m. and I'm just like, huh.
battles will be happening pretty much the whole weekend and during that time. So yeah, I'll have to look up time zones at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's UTC +1, so it's 5 hour. It's 5 hours ahead of Eastern and 6 hours ahead of Central and 8 hours ahead of Pacific.
Yeah, so with that being said, I'm definitely gonna look forward to some of these competitive fights because I know after this, in September, once September starts, we're in season 12 where you get to use fucking mythical Pokemon. That shit's gonna be crazy.
Yo, I finally have an advantage,
Yeah.
bro.
That shit's gonna be nuts, bro. People are gonna be going in with Arceus, man.
Hey, listen, they earned that Arceus in Legends Arceus, so let them have it, damn it.
Some people are gonna be going in with a $50 bill Pokeball plus Mew. What the fuck,
Nice.
bruh?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
somebody did
shit.
mention this. Let's go into a side of positivity for a change. What do you guys say? I think people might like this news. So let's talk about something that TPCI did not too long ago in one of their tweets. And let me read here. So, the Pokemon Company International unveiled a 5-year plan to support organizations that improve the lives of children around the world and social equity. This $25 million initiative will serve as the core of our corporate social responsibility efforts. So, the Pokemon Company International is committing a minimum of $25 million over the next 5 years to organizations dedicated to improving the lives of children and supporting social equity. So we love, first of all, we love to see that. So for 25 years, the Pokemon brand has been delivering joy and entertainment to fans around the world through video games, the Pokemon trading card game, animation, and more. So today, the Pokemon Company International, the company responsible for the brand outside of Asia, announced it is committing a minimum of 25 million USD over the next 5 years to organizations, and as I stated before, the Pokemon Company International is grateful for the opportunity to give back to the communities in which it operates and where Pokemon has been so warmly received since it was first introduced, said Kenji Okubo, president of the Pokemon Company International. Pokemon is a brand immediately sparks joy and has captured the imaginations of kids around the world for 25 years. With its universal themes of adventure, friendship, and perseverance, it has also been welcomed into the lives of an incredibly diverse fan base in countries around the world. We are dedicated to leveraging that unique ability and the support we received from our broad community of trainers to be a positive force in the lives of children and create a more equitable, inclusive world in which all can flourish. The $25 million will be realized primarily as monetary donations to a predetermined group of organizations that support children, help create equitable communities, and or a combination of both. The gift of play will, in the form of a in-kind donations of Pokemon trading card game and Pokemon Center products, will round out the commitment and be provided to groups who are able to distribute toys and games to families and children in need. Each organization is intended to be a long-term strategic partner that the Pokemon Company International can support year over year for at least 5 years. Additional organizations that reflect the company's philanthropic mission may also be added over the course of the initiative. As a brand with a worldwide fan base and as a global corporate citizen, the Pokemon Company International has identified groups operating in 3 geographic categories: global, regional, and local. Organizations that cooperate without borders and serve children in need in locations around the world represent the first category, while the regional level includes organizations operating within countries where the Pokemon brand has a significant presence across Europe, Latin America, North America, and Oceania. I hope I pronounced that right. Lastly, the Pokemon Company International will be partnering with groups serving the local communities where it has offices in and around Bellevue, Washington, and London, UK. To see all the full list of all organizations that will be supported by the Pokemon's mission at launch, you can visit the website to learn more about it there. So yeah, you learn about it. It's like, what is it? Familia Pokemon, which is a group of Latino Hispanic employees who are united by experience, food, language, and are so many aspects of our cultures. We come together as a familia, which means family in Spanish and Portuguese. And our purpose is to foster the professional development of our members in the interactive entertainment industry, as well as to facilitate recruitment and retention of our talent while promoting awareness and inclusion of the Latino or Latinx, as they're saying it now, / Hispanic community and culture. So they have a lot here. They have a whole bunch. Women of Pokemon, TPCI parents, the Rainbow Gym, Black Diaspora. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that one. But yeah, there's just a couple here that you can take a look down below to learn about all the various other areas that you can learn, like the Northwest Children's Foundation, and just many more. It's absolutely incredible. UNICEF. So look into it in the website. You can go check out on the Pokemon's official Twitter account where they detail about this information. Go visit their website and learn more about the details. This is something incredible. This right here is the shit that I want to hear on a week by week basis, because we love to see that right here, because it's the most important thing is giving back to those that gave to you, you know? So I love things like that. I don't know what you guys have to say about this overall, but just in general, just hearing about this and just learning more just from reading it, this is a wonderful thing. So yeah,
Philanthropy, any sort of philanthropical action is fine, but they talk about equitable. Where's the Japanese version in the rest of the world? TPCI, you talking about equitable? Equitable.
Yeah.
Give us the shit.
Yeah.
$25 million to spend. Listen, I'm all for giving it to children in need and all of these organizations. But the fact of the matter is, you talk about being equitable, and your series is still locked behind a geographical paywall that even I can't access legally. That's not equitable. You got to do better.
that is true. I think at the end of the day, they are making steps in the right direction when it comes to focusing on the children's and the young ones who are in need.
Absolutely.
But I feel like for what you're referring to, TSS seems like something outside of this branch that's not tied into this. But I still do agree wholeheartedly, though, that eventually
I understand that they're talking about a specific branch, but they are promoting the company as that. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to show that they things slip through the cracks in terms of explaining themselves.
Come on, guys, this isn't heart surgery.
Beep. I'm just kidding. So if chat says, let's take a look. Could you talk about the organization? So yeah, I already talked about Familia Pokemon. Let me go into the other ones then. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. But to make it short, TPPD, aka the Pokemon Black Diaspora Employee Resource Group. Our aim is to aid in the creation of an inclusive company culture by providing a supportive and uplifting community for Black employees throughout TPCI. We'll achieve this through education, community development, recruitment, and engagement with folks inside and outside the office. We want to create a place where every Black employee has a space where they can collaborate, relax, and empower each other throughout their daily lives. Black excellence and Black representation. The Rainbow Gym. Can I just say I love that? The Rainbow Gym.
Aww.
Welcome to the Rainbow Gym, TPCI's official employee resource group on a mission to celebrate, and let me just read this correctly so I don't mess this up, LGBTQIA plus employees. In addition to creating a safe place for queer folks and allies, we provide helpful resources to allow for open discussions and internal support with the understanding of the intersectionalities of the larger community. The Rainbow Gym works with leaders and departments to promote inclusion at all levels, including initiatives relating to engagement, talent acquisition, professional development, and community building. What's up, buddy?
Okay, I'm gonna say it at the risk of me. I get it. It's lovely. It's cute. But I've always felt like why you gotta announce it? I don't know. It feels, if you just do it naturally, just treat people well in your company naturally, it feels weird when you have to announce it. Like, look, guys, we're good. We treat our African American and gay people well. See? We told you we're doing it, so obviously we're doing it, right? Like, I don't know. It feels weird when you announce it. Just do it. Just do the damn thing.
I think it's more so... It's
just
not necessarily... It's that here's the thing. They're doing it, but they also want to be... What's the word that's proper? They want to be open about it.
I don't know. It just feels like that moment.
It feels like more of a statement rather than like a...
Remember that one time? I can't remember when... when the Pride Month is, and every company has like their logo, but it's in rainbow for that 1 month.
Oh yeah, and then they remove it immediately once
And
we
then
hit July.
they remove it like right after. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. So
No,
yeah,
I understand
I'm
wholeheartedly.
not trying to be a dick. I'm not. I just.
No, I know.
But I
when you have to
understand.
say you're doing a good job.
Unfortunately they put on a facade like the freaking Walmart putting up the Halloween decoration.
You know what would have made this a lot better, in all honesty? If the respective leaders of these particular subsections actually came and talked about it, rather
there
than
we go.
actually.
Yeah, like if they said it, have them say it.
Because it feels like more Pokemon's, the TPCI companies are saying it rather than allowing them to say it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
We treat our black people and gay people well. You do? We do. We told you we do. Okay, fine, you do. Like that's what it feels like to me. I don't know. I know they're not like that. They're not. But my brain tells me it's a little sus when you have to sit up there and tell me that you're doing a good job. It's like when a kid you don't hear any when you have a kid in your home and you hear silence for like 5 minutes straight, and then you're about to go check up on them and the kid goes like, I love you so much, Dad or Mom. It's like, what did you do? What the fuck did you do, huh? Moo, get away from that room. I need to go inside and see what the you did. Like, I don't know. It just
and
feels
then you go
weird.
inside and it's actually clean. It's like,
Oh.
Fuck.
And then you leave, and under the bed is like a spilt oatmeal.
You know, kid, maybe I was wrong about you. What's that smell?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mom, please don't get angry. It's that. It's that. I don't know. It gives off that energy. It's the what's behind your back energy.
Yeah. No, like I said, if there was the leaders of these respective folks that came out and spoke more about it, I think then there would be more of a one-to-one connection to it. I feel. Because I'm looking down here and there's only one person that wrote anything. Which is somebody says here, helping to execute all the TCG packing for our 25th anniversary has been an extraordinary privilege. But that's like only one person out of like all these companies here that could have came out and talked more about the Familia Pokemon or TPBD or the Rainbow Gym, the Women of Pokemon, TPCI parents. Like I understand, and once again, I think we all do as well. We respect it, we love it, we're happy to see it. But I don't think it hurts to just push a little bit more to actually have the folks who are under those subsections of companies to actually come out and speak on Pokemon's behalf for those areas. Because let the people themselves be the ones to be open to the public rather than just let the main heads of the company come out and write a statement that just is not as forceful, but just what's the proper word for it? Just
more genuine.
Make it feel genuine. That's what I'm saying. I want something genuine. God damn, now I feel like I said something out of snafu, but I want something genuine. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I did not mean to like derail that. I don't know. Whenever you have to tell me how good you're doing instead of just doing it, it always feels odd to me. It always has, always will.
Yeah, it's kind of just like hey, look at me. Look at me.
Look at me doing a good job. Yeah, look at me doing a good job. Like,
actually, it gets even weirder.
Yeah.
Go on, Tis.
We need to show like somehow like the Habitat for Humanity does by planting a tree or building a house, and you see it because they recorded it and they put it up, and you see that they're doing actual work. Here's just a fucking piece of paper.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's like actions speak louder than words.
You know what's worse than
exactly.
a piece? You want to know what's worse than a piece of paper? A piece of paper with memes in it. What I mean by that, there was one line I skipped out on, but let me read this here. At the Pokemon Company International, we believe in inclusion and belonging. Alongside our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and our company core values, our employee resource groups help us all become the very best, and in parentheses, that no one
No
ever
one
was.
ever was.
Girl.
All right. Time to put the PR person through the meat grinder.
Yeah.
That is probably the worst dad joke on planet Earth.
God. Listen, I love bad dad jokes as much as the next person out there. Where is he? But like, I seriously think that once again, it could have been approached just a little bit better. We appreciate. Let that be clear. Let this 100% be clear before anybody decides to reword our sentences here. We appreciate the fact that they're doing this. Everybody is happy about it. Them giving back to the communities.
We are happy about philanthropy.
We're happy about them giving back. We're happy about them helping those in need.
Yes.
We're happy about them seeing happiness in the eyes of children and those in need within the families.
Absolutely.
That is great. We're mostly just talking about the statement side of things and how that feels a little sloppy.
The delivery of it, the delivery of the content rather than the actions
Yeah.
of the content in therein.
You know what it also feels? It feels so like I feel like I got ripped off because I was like, I see the Rainbow Gym and the logo looks so clean and I love everything about it. I just wish I could see people talking about it that work in the Rainbow Gym and hear what they have to say and see what they feel about this and how they're spreading their word to make everybody as open and as, loved within that section, you know? Or Familia Pokemon. I want to see from the Spanish side. I want to see from their angle or from the Black diaspora. I want to see more so from like how they're being seen within the Black employees in the section in TPCI. I want to hear. I want to see their statements. I want to see them and I want to see how they feel about these things because once again, as stated before, there is a sense of genuine that comes from it. And that alone does and speaks volumes more than a simple copy and paste just reworded differently for every single section. And that's not a bad thing per se. We did learn about these companies' names. It's just more so it doesn't hurt to go a little extra.
The Pokemon company treats me equal. Shut up. We treat you as equally as we say we treat you.
Are we as equal as the women of Pokemon or the Rainbow Gym? No. You're your own equal. What?
What?
They're more equal than you are. What?
What? Oh yeah, you're right.
The equal you'll be getting today is in the sugar bowl.
Damn.
You're all level 50. Yeah, there we go.
They could be still getting these things together. We'll have to wait and see. That is absolutely correct. But there is something that I think people should know, and that is called the first impression. It's always the first impression you have to make sure you deliver upon. And sometimes, if you mess that up, even if you improve better, there will always be that weird taste that you had from the first experience you went around with that
just like
statement. Oh, Jesus. Damn. So once again, like I said, no disrespect. We love to see it. I'm happy for it. We're all happy for it. Nobody's disrespecting it. Nobody's saying you need to give more. This is pure, genuine, cool ass shit. And I'm happy to see companies doing this. I really am. More companies need to do this. More development studios need to do this. Giving back. That is cool. Yeah. That we just want to be clear on, just to make sure. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all we got to say, folks. We love this shit. We just wanted just a little bit more than what we got. That's all. And maybe we could be greedy, or maybe not. That's up to how people perceive things. That's just how we see it, is all. And like we said, there's nothing wrong with that. Right. So let's go and continue on. Congratulations, TPCI, though. However, I really love to see this sort of stuff. More happy about that and excited to see where things are gonna go moving forward. Let's continue on our adventure then. Why don't we? So before we start getting into the to the main topic for tonight, why don't we? There's one last thing I want to talk about. I think TSS might know this more than anybody else, really. Wait, what'd you say, Tyron?
this Dragon Ball shit coming. I'll just run through briefly. The Super movie technically is coming out on Thursday and Friday. The Thursday's like a midnight release. So yeah, the Dragon Ball Super movie, superhero, that's on Thursday. And then obviously, if are you Fortnite players, Dragon Ball's coming to Fortnite. So we look forward to those two things. TSS, do your thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, allow me to set it up for him then, why don't I?
Yeah.
So, in case you guys recall, back in the Pokemon Presents, we learned about some information regarding the 3rd anniversary for Pokemon Masters EX, right?
Yes.
So, if I'm correct, when is the anniversary going to take place? Is it on the 16th, or what day is it planned for the official anniversary for the game?
Well, I can actually check because because I believe on Masters they actually show you what date you joined, and I joined on day 1, so I could actually look.
I feel like it was in September, if I'm correct. I think it's more so like they're going to make an announcement thread later this month, which will then lead into the eventual 3rd anniversary. Because if you guys recall, in the Pokemon Presents, they released a huge tease towards one of the biggest battles I think the entire Pokemon franchise is about to experience in soon, which is insane to think about. Like, step aside, Ash and Leon. Yo, you guys might be cool and all, but fuck it. Ash versus Red is legitimately happening in Pokemon Masters EX. Judging from the tease, and Ash is running up to Mount Silver to go and confront them.
I hope they don't give a winner. I hope during the cutscenes they just like after the fight they just have the two Pikachus come towards each other and flash white. We don't need a winner for that fight.
The mission bingo for the 3-year anniversary ends on August the 28th at 1:59 a.m. Eastern. So that means that it's going to be the 29th. So the 29th, I believe, and also if you log into Masters now, you get lots of bonuses. Like you get like 6,000 gems, you get an extra 400 stamina, you get like lots of items. There's lots of items that are there, and also the Pokemon Center is decorated for the anniversary. So log into your game and get your things. You get 6,000 gems is 2 free 11 pulls.
Damn.
So go grab it.
Go grab it indeed. Somebody in this chat, and I think Tyrone, you should maybe respond to this. Felipe says, no, I need a winner. What would even be the point if there is no winner?
Because, like, the moment there's a winner, people are going to go on Twitter and be stupid about it. I kind of just wanted to be no winner so that we can just, like, leave the imagination back up to us.
But won't people still be mad about it because they'll interpret it as, oh, Ash won?
But that, I mean, they freeze frame it and just like let us believe it. It gives less fuel because if Ash loses, then it's Ash ain't this and he can't beat this. You mean to tell me that this with this and this? And then if Ash wins, then it's like Ash is the definite this and this. He can beat all this and this because he beat Red into this and then some totally irrelevant fucking mobile game. But we're gonna treat it as fucking canon because like. Fans are like the community. They're gonna no. I don't even like this matchup. I'm gonna be real with you, just because this is one of those things where the fans are like, "Oh, we wanted it so badly," but it's almost like giving a spoiled brat a lollipop and then watching them eat it, and I'm like, I'm over it. I don't know. I don't want to see what Twitter's gonna look like if Ash wins his fight against Red on a mobile game that barely matters.
You say that, but that game is blowing up, bro.
I mean it blows up, but like people are gonna take this as law. They're gonna tattoo it on their backs and shit. Like, bruh, people take Pokemon's weird feat seriously, which actually kind of segues into the shit we're about to talk about in the recap.
Okay, we'll get to the recap soon, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah, people take Pokemon's like animated related shit to heart. To heart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable. Well, not really understandable, but
not really. Nah, KG, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I don't reason with the people that threaten to kill other people because Ash lost a fucking battle in the Kalos League or some shit.
Yeah. No, I get you, buddy. Don't worry. But
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to Twitter if Ash like to see the fight between Ash and Red. People are gonna hold that shit up.
it's
You know
just
what?
gonna be
Let 'em.
interesting to see.
Yeah, and then there's power scalers. Oh, these fuckers.
Tyrone
Well,
sounds happy.
I thought the anti-poke shipping community was toxic. No. No, no, no. It's the power scalers the whole time. They've been waiting in the mist. The Pokemon World Championships was just the fuel they needed. And then this recap. Just KG, just get on with it.
All right. So just before we get to it, I just want to make sure, is everybody here in the call ready to begin?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
do it.
All right. So everybody here as well in the chat, let us know. Give us your numerical score as well in the chat box for what you think of the episode count overall for rating wise anyway. So let's jump right into it, ladies and gents, with the latest episode of PM 2019. Let me turn that off. There we go. So this episode, this episode. Let me go and make sure I got the episode title correct because I almost reworded it poorly. So this episode 121, titled "The Climax Begins: Satoshi's Masters Tournament Experience." The Pokemon World Championship semifinals are starting any minute now, but first, PWCS News will bring us an exclusive, thorough analysis of the Masters Tournament. They'll present all kind of material ranging from analysis of the various competitors to confidential information on them. In addition, the radio show, A Dragon Dive Into Your Hearts, will present letters from its listeners. So, let me come in real quick and say one thing I love about this episode the most. The story of Mr. Fish, I think, deserves a 10 out of 10 on its own. That was cute as fuck. I love it. The only reason why I love it is probably because of the fact that was like the only the Mr. Fish moment we ever got in this series, which hurts my heart. But like, I loved it. I loved the story about it going num num here, num num there, and it was literally Vor eating poor Dragonite in the side over there, but he calls it num num. And just eating with friends. I was like, oh, fuck, that shit was so adorable. I love the story of Mr. Fish. That one is cute as hell. So, in that aspect, I give that a 10 out of 10. Now, as for the entire episode, as stated beforehand, this episode is a pure recap of the first PWCS match. However, there wasn't only just that. Because for some reason, the second half of the episode actually focuses on some of the Pokemon in Ash's team. Focuses on Gengar, focuses on Sirfetch'd, and then focuses on Dracovish at the very end with the storytelling, right? Like, I don't think Lucario, or no, wait, I think Lucario did get a moment and Dragonite did get a moment too, but not in like that second half of the episode.
Yeah, no.
Lucario, Dragonite, and Pikachu got like that whole presentation of like the top 3 or something in Ash's team.
Yes.
Where the other 3 ended up being like more so shoehorned in for the second half of the episode and didn't feel in place whatsoever, which kind of makes me a little sad, but whatever. But there was a lot of controversy, and I mean a lot of controversy when it came to one particular moment in this episode. And I think a lot of people might already know where I'm going to go with this one. So there was a ratings of stats when it comes to the characters that were present in this. So let's be clear about something first. In the episode in itself, it states that the stats that they got for Ash in particular only started being introduced, I believe, during the Hyperclass moving onward. Like, they never looked at Ash's history prior to that, if I'm correct. Right, TSS? Was that?
What?
Correct.
Yeah, so compared to all the other competitors.
Even the ones where he was in the league and they fucking recorded that on live television?
Yeah, well, actually, TSS, may you clarify real quick? I think you have more details on that.
So they did say that it started at 10,000, and they did show some things, like for example, they did show the Vizquez fight in the background while it was still going. So while they're explaining the 10,000 number, you saw snippets of the earlier fights. So that's not so they focused on the later ones, which is hyperclass and above, but they did acknowledge it.
Yeah. And those hyperclass matches were where they started to sort of get the statistics for Ash, especially when compared to all the other competitors like Cynthia, Leon, and Diantha, who were the other three. I think it's also because in the episode they call him a rookie when compared to the other three, which spawned also a lot of controversy. But as I stated in the watch party that me and Emmy hosted that night, I stated that understandably so, that makes sense why he's called a rookie, because there is this huge age gap that Ash is still 10, where all the other characters are older than he is. So in that eye lens, you could see him as the rookie because there is that age gap in experience compared to all the other, competitors. However, I think they should have worded that statement a little bit differently, in all honesty, because that really makes things a lot weirder, especially if you've been a big fan of Ash and you look at experience and you're like, he only got 2 bars, not even 3 bars, just 2 bars of that out of 5. It's just so weird. And then it gets even funnier because when you really start thinking about the age gap, it becomes more and more ridiculous. So I mentioned this on Twitter, but I'll say it here. It is hilarious to think about that Ash is still 10 and they're acknowledging all the past adventures Ash has had leading up to this moment, right? So that means canonically, Ash completed the stories of OS to Sun and Moon in about 2 months. Allow me to explain. So there is a time skip at one point in the series. And that time skip focuses on Ash's little brother. That is the only time skip we ever get any acknowledgement in this series. Because, babies take about 9 months to develop to then.
Even if you add up all the nights and days that have happened in Pokemon, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, exactly. That makes no sense whatsoever. So it is kind of hilarious to think that, like, in the series, Ash completed Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, and Alola in record succession time, and then went on a 9-month break of a hiatus to then return in the story of JN. So, if you really think of it like that, that means Ash has had more of a hiatus than he had of an adventure. Which is stupid. Once again, if you're just thinking about the time stuff, it just becomes super ridiculous. There's like no logical explanation. It just gets worse and worse. But I just love it because it's acknowledging, since it is acknowledging all of the history of OS to Alola, this just makes it that much more obvious to kind of notice, It's not meant to be noticed. It's just something that you do notice. That's all I'm referring to. So yeah.
Benjamin Button.
So it's just hilarious. Like, this is why I hate ages, when they can keep confirming Ash is 10 years old every single goddamn generation. I understand, but it doesn't make things any better. When they say he's 10 years old, we have to accept that he's 10, but it doesn't work so well when it comes to like trying to find a time space in this entire series. So yeah, the reason also why I say it was a 9-month break too is because Ash's adventure, at least from what we see, doesn't begin until after Sun and Moon. But the ending of Sun and Moon shows that the baby hasn't been born yet. So at that point, 9 months have had to have happened. And also, that means Iris became a champion in under 2 months, too.
Oh my god.
Wait, Brock became a doctor as well in under 2 months, too, then.
I'm not. No.
I don't know what time is.
No, that's
No.
That's extremely stupid.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
No.
Damn, Serena's journey in friggin' Hoenn, it was an immaculate one, because Jesus freaking Christ, she just suddenly is now master tiers in like less than a month then at that gimmick.
Right, she went on a 2-week vacation and now she's in the master class. What?
I only just wanted to visit, ends up being master rank. What the hell just happened between that? You blink and you miss.
Oh my god.
So yeah, kind of cool, right? To think about? No? Okay.
No.
I tried my best. But
No.
Okay, I tried, Chan. I tried. But overall, what more can I say? The narrator was cool in this episode. I liked him a lot. He actually was kind
Yeah.
of cool to hear, and also because it gives more opportunity for narrator Kun to go and share his stories and be the narrator for a radio show. Isn't that kind of cool? I love that.
Yeah.
It was something from the last recap episode, and they brought him back here. I hope they keep doing that though. That was more fun. I think we're gonna get another Project Mu recap at some point, so he'll
Yes.
probably show up again for that one. So yeah. Narrator Kun gets a plus in me. The radio show gets another plus for me. Just recapping some of the Pokemon gets a plus for me. The PWC I think was the weakest thing about this episode, which is hilarious because
Yeah.
that was the core
So funny.
focus of it. But I actually had more fun revisiting some of the past adventures of Ash's Pokemon, and also the story of Mr. Fish was really adorable. And then after the episode came a very important thing. It showed the preview for what the next episode is going to be about.
Yeah, boy.
And you guys got to remember, next week, we're not getting an episode.
Damn.
Here we go.
It isn't until the following week we're jumping into part 1 of the 4-part semifinals battle. And that one is going to be focusing on Leon and Diantha. But things get even weirder because the preview also acknowledges that that we're gonna focus on the side story of Cynthia in the mix of all this while their battle is taking place. And it seems that Ash isn't watching it because he's outside of the stadium for some reason. So that means Ash isn't looking at the match that that Diantha and Leon are having right now. At least just judging from the trailer anyway. We don't know the placement of it, but it just looks funny when you think of it that way. We learn a little bit about the history of Cynthia, her backstory with the cute little gibble and all that stuff. And somebody pointed something interesting out about the preview for this upcoming episode. Somebody noticed that, like, if you take a close look, there is a shot that you can actually take a look into, like, the stadium, like where they show the Pokemon that are fainted or anything like that. It shows that Leon still only has 2 Pokemon out.
What?
While all the other Pokemon that are on Diantha's side look to be swept.
Bruh.
But it's very difficult to see at the moment. I'm going to try to double check on it right now. But just from what people are saying, it looks like there is a legitimate sweep happening in this upcoming episode.
Which kind of makes sense because Leon only used 2 of the Pokemon in the quarters.
Yeah, but I feel like...
So the real reason for this, they didn't want to draw another Leon Pokemon.
Yeah.
Until the 6v6.
Yeah.
Exactly. They didn't want to waste ink drawing the rest of the fucking Pokemon.
Or just a fight in general, because we're going to be focusing on
They
Cynthia.
felt it would be easier to just have that one on screen and let you know Charizard's in this fight, so it's pretty much a W. This is the problem I have with lazy fucking writing when it comes to, like, matching up people and opponents together in a tournament.
Yeah, here we go. It says, I swear it looks like Leon has only lost 2 Pokemon by the final clash between Gigantamax Charizard and Mega Gardevoir. So he lost 2 Pokemon, I'm sorry. So he's lost 2 Pokemon, but he's looking to fight with his 3rd one, which is Charizard. So that means you only got to see half his team in this one, at least just judging. Here's the thing, though. There is to accept and understand reality and understand that, and then there's just plain bullshit, and it's just going to be so bizarre to me.
They did this because like I said, they did this before. They do this when they want to make opponents look really strong. And this isn't some behavior that's new. Shonen has produced this shit a long time ago, but this is the first time Pokemon has taken this to the extreme. Pokemon have been usually moving horizontally with their progression. But because Ash is the champion of Alola, and they got to make sure that he's strong all the time, they can't go backwards. So they can't have Leon be like on average level and then have Ash have Ash win to him only to go back and to the next series and lose to Palmy in like Gen 9. They gotta go up all the time.
But here's my big issue, though. My big issue comes in the form of, and this might sound weird, but like, I guess, reliability in understanding the story, because I can understand, at least judging from the preview, they're doing a really good job having Ash be under pressure against Cynthia. At least in the preview. Because, like, Ash loses 3 Pokemon, and Cynthia only lost 2 at the time. With her third out currently. That makes sense. I think, personally, that makes sense. There's this sense of struggle coming from that. But that was being built upon since DP, correct? That was always established since the era of DP in some way. With Leon, it's gotten to that point where he seems straight up untouchable.
Yeah.
And if all other
100%.
champions, once again, and they're establishing this too, veterans with experience, okay, like what the charts are showing, with experience are having such a thrashing on their side, and specifically for Kalos' side, goddamn, it's going to make things look so much more bizarre when Ash ends up taking those Pokemon out. Because there is this, like, these aren't veteran Mons that are coming to the field. These are new Mons. Mons we barely got much of an opportunity to dive into their stories and learn more about them as much as we would have hoped anyway. And it's going to really feel so out of place. When like if Mega Gardevoir can't take out this Charizard, or not this Charizard, but like let's say Mega Gardevoir has a hard time against for example the just some random mon Leon hasn't introduced yet, but then out of nowhere Surfetch ends up taking it down, and it's like, what? How? You know, like I feel like you lose something like that.
Dean nailed it right on the head. The problem with Leon, and a lot of people, when I see this, people defend this by going, well, Leon's the champion. Leon's been undefeated. He's the champion. He's the undefeated champion of Galar. That's great. But in narrative writing, the worst thing you can do is be simply told a character's the strongest.
Because you put him on such a pedestal.
Exactly. Like, all of Leon's fights up to this point have been him just winning because he's the strongest. Like, we never see him struggle. We never see him get out of a tight bind. The best fight we get of him is him versus Lance in episode fucking 12.
And
that's a 1v1 fight.
And the Pokemon Eternatus as well.
Even
outside
that,
of trainer battles,
we don't even get to see that fight. We see the butt end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which gives the writers free roam to go, yes, Charizard defeated this thing. Please believe us, because this is the only value that this show has. If Ash beats Leon, it's a big accomplishment. For now. Like, that's all it is. It's just temporary satisfaction. Dragon Ball does this shit all the time. That's how I know it's bad behavior. It claims something's the strongest, so that when they defeat it, it's a big deal. But then somebody comes in next season and is stronger. By a whole lot, too.
Yeah, but like, I think my biggest issue is that they're straight up calling this the strongest, the undefeated, the champion of champions, the untouchable, basically, the prodigy of, the monarch. And that's my big gripe. It's just, I think it's not necessary. It just feels so bizarre. Just to me, let me just be clear. This is just how I perceive it. I'm not sure how these other folks here in the call feel, but to me personally, it sticks out very poorly. I'm still looking forward to these fights, but when you see the fights for what they are on its own, I think I might enjoy them. But when you try to attach it to the narrative that we're currently in, it will unfortunately feel very out of place, and that's something I don't like to see. And unfortunately we didn't get enough time to develop a lot of Leon himself as well in this series to really justify, aside from acknowledging, like, here's my biggest problem. Well, we have to rely on the video games and we have to rely on the sub-series like Twilight Wings or Generations to further push Leon's development, and not necessarily the anime that he's from. I feel that in itself is the problem. if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just how I perceive it. But yeah, so like I don't like that. I wish Leon himself had established a little bit more in this series. Hell, a lot more, honestly, since he's supposed to be the face of this entire storyline. And once again, this is another important thing. This is the first time this series has ever done this as well, where we have a face that represents the series. Because every generation, with Alola to an extent, has always been about getting to the league, not necessarily who's in the league. We learn about who's in the league as the journey continues, but like this is the first time where narratively it's a person that we're aiming for, and I don't think they managed to understand that as clearly as I would have hoped to see, so that's just my take on it. And overall, that's all I got to say about this episode. I still enjoyed the recap. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't crazy, but it was fun. There was a lot of cute moments with the commentator, the narrators. I will admit, though, it is unfortunate that for a recap episode, especially when they talk about highlighting the events that played out and interviews with the champions and all that, how come the Rocket Gangs weren't here? Because this shit straight up screams this should have been the Rockets. Like, because that was the whole point. They were the ones that did the interview with Diantha in that episode, weren't they?
I honestly thought they were going to be the ones to do the
That's what I thought, and I was like, where are they? Like, that shit would have made sense. Like, the Rockets are busy in Galar doing the interviews here, and the narrator is busy back at home taking care of the radio show. Like, that speaks volumes and would have made this recap feel a little bit more fun, and also, most importantly, give the Rockets a little bit more creativity under their belts when it comes to giving them shit to do in this series. So, yeah. So that's all I gotta say on it. Overall, if I can't rate this episode, there's no way to rate this episode. It's a recap episode, so give it a negative 65 billion out of negative 65 billion or some shit. I don't fucking know. No, it's not bad or anything. I gave it a 0 because I can't rate it. It's not a bad score. It's not a horrible score. It's not a perfect score. It's just sort of impossible for me to score. But that's just me. That's just how I'm gonna rate it. I'm not gonna rate it at all. They did what they needed to do with the recap. Fine by me. Now, let's get to the actual episode. I have no real negative thing about the episode. Just more so little nitpicks and inconsistencies that just feel like it's taking over me. But let me go and pass this one now on to Emmy. So, Emmy, I'm going to pass this one on to you first because I'm not sure about times and all that. But, Emmy, I do want to hear from you then. Buddy, what do you think about the recap overall?
Well, I'm in the same boat as you, honestly. Like, in terms of, like, the recaps, honestly, I feel like Journey's kind of, in a sense, like, as much as I don't like these recap episodes, I feel like they kind of do need them just because, like, everything just feels so spaced out that I just can't remember what's happening. And the thing is, too, these things are unmemorable, so I feel like I need to know what happened so I can remember it. So it's funny how, like, these recaps were just as fast as, like, the battles itself. I found that really funny. It was nice seeing, like, the disrespect again, I guess. Like, seeing, like, Alon versus Leon, the disrespect there. Seeing Iris get, like, defeated again. And then also seeing, like, that flashback, too, with Ash versus Iris, and then seeing how Iris went down the exact same as she did in the Masters 8. So, damn. Oh, wow. All right. And then you see these, like, EV stats, right? With, like, all, like, the champions and everything. So, yeah, like, as you said, too, Leon is very overpowered. I agree with what everyone has said so far in terms of Leon. Just, we don't know his story. We don't know why he's so powerful. He's just on this pedestal that the writers have decided to draw for him, and he's just there and he can't get off it because, well, they didn't erase it, so he's just there. In terms of like the overall, like, I guess, like, recapping that part, I think what I did like is the subs underneath. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly, but when they were explaining the characters, they would give, like, a little bit of background on, like, a small bit of background about the characters itself. Like, they mentioned, like, Cynthia's love of ice cream, which I really, really, like, I liked. In terms of Leon, I found it kind of funny that for his sub, it said, like, oh, like, Leon's application to sleep during the tournament was refused. I was like, bruh, what? But honestly, I would have rather had that because it would have gone back to what's something I wanted in terms of Leon not participating in the Masters 8, in terms of him just watching and seeing the competitors just go head to head, and then him being the final boss. I think that would have been the best way to handle this tournament. So I wish his application to sleep was admitted, but no, it was refused. So sad. In terms
I
of
don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut it in.
That's good.
I don't know why I immediately think of that TikTok. TSS, you know the one. Your PTO request has been declined. Well, then I guess I'm calling in sick. You didn't think I had a backup plan? You just activated a chat card. Oh, go ahead, Eddie.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, exactly. Like, I wish it was. I wish that's what they would have done with Leon, but it's whatever. In terms of like Diantha's little thing, like of like how she like might have lost sleep and stuff. I'm like, ah, damn. Diantha has played Pokemon Sleep, I guess. But when is it coming out? We don't know. Like I said, like KG has said as well, like the golden rookie. He basically said what I was gonna say as well. I just didn't understand it either. One thing I will point out though is that they really don't they use the Alolan champion thing when it's convenient for them. So this entire Masters 8, every time Ash is introduced in the series, in the stadium, they always call him the Alolan champion. Ever since that Alolan episode, that's what they've been doing. But now, in this recap, they're just calling him the Golden Rookie. Why did everyone else get introduced as like, oh, the Queen of Sinnoh, oh, the Monarch, so on and so on, and then Ash just over here gets the Golden Rookie. So this entire time we've been calling him the Alolan champion, and now we're calling him the Golden Rookie. Why? Because we need like an underdog to root for. And then the experience thing too. It's like, bro, like, are we just not counting this in like his entire 25 years of just traveling or anything? Or are we not counting that? Is it because it's not convenient anymore? And even his subtitles too. His subtitles were all just about Pikachu, just being like, oh yeah, so like Pikachu's like the first Pokemon that has been like in the stadium or something like that. And so on about Pikachu. And I was wondering, I'm like, why are they not saying anything else? Being like, oh, like he's traveled to multiple regions and all that. And I'm like, oh, wait, because if they said that, that would relate to his experience, which they don't want to say that he has.
So sad when a fucking one-off episode in Battle Frontiers where Ash fought Tucker literally goes, this man was in top 32 in the Indigo Plateau. He was in top 16 in the Johto League. He was also in the Orange League Championships. You catch him, and that does immediately better than all of this.
Exactly. It's
because remember there was a soft reset at best BW1, so that's why Say goodbye.
The problem with that is that Ash still used Pikachu and Charizard in that series, which are Pokemon from his past. So Ash even does a recap of all of that shit. So reset my ass.
Well, actually, technically it was because Zekrom resetted Pikachu to level 1.
Yeah, so but he also tells Ann about his adventures with Charmander.
No. See, it reset the levels, but not the narrative.
But to be honest, it actually did. It killed a lot of the momentum.
Or the episode about Butterfree, where he says that's the first Pokemon he caught.
Honestly, I have to disagree with that, like TSS, like respectfully, of course. But like my thing is, like, if Journeys is supposed to be this series where we're just like accompanying Ash's like journeys throughout the entire like all of his journeys, right, in each regions, they're really doing a good job right now of like ignoring all of that. Like, and saying also, that doesn't matter.
They just had an episode before the PWC with all of Ash's old fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
Yeah, but they're taking away all of his accomplishments. Also, I want to comment.
That's bad writing.
No, but I also want to comment because they actually were really slick about the about that web though. If you go and look on the bottom, because people were talking about the experience. If you look on the bottom, it says Senyaku, or tactics. And I think what they wanted to get there is that Satoshi has a very unorthodox style of fighting.
Yeah.
So therefore it is justified for 2 out of 5 in this case.
In terms of the tactics and the surprise, like KG and I were talking about that, like on the reaction stream, and yeah, I can completely agree with that. It is very true because in terms of just organization, in terms of like his battle strategies, it's not really there for Ash. Ash comes with these things like on the spot. So that I can understand. That's why surprises was so high. But in terms of experience, that's what I really didn't understand. Like I said before, if this series is supposed to be about celebrating Ash's journeys like throughout all the regions, why are they not? Why is it now convenient for them to not bring that up because they want us to root for this underdog, but we know that he has this experience. But
I'll get into that. I'll get into
of course,
that.
yeah.
I'll get into
Love
that.
letter to the fans when it wants to be.
When it wants to be, yeah. No, but I'm excited to hear your take on it, TSS, because even like during the stream too, I was like, I want to hear. I feel like there's a reason, but like, or there's a missed like translation or something, or there's something behind it, so I want to hear it. But just to continue as well, another thing as well. So like I said, the unmemorability about like the entire Masters 8, I agree with what KG said too. It's just, that's like the lowest part about the episode, which is ironic because that's supposed to be the main purpose of the episode. But like things that I did love about the episode though, narrator Kun, of course, so fun. I wish Team Rocket was there also. I thought that would have been really smart to do just because they have been like interviewing all like the competitors, so that would have been nice to see their perspective and then go to the narrator and then back and forth and back, like a little news show. That would have been very cute. I also enjoyed seeing Onion as well, like being participating in that as well. And like it was very sweet for him to look after like Gengar as well, and seeing even like Gengar's recap too, which was nice because not gonna lie, when we were seeing that, I kind of forgot about all that. So it was nice to actually see that again, and then even like seeing like Farfetch'd like development into Surfetch'd with like Walmart Wally like making like a reappearance. And then of course Mr. Fish storybook, 10 out of 10. I love that. That was great. That, like I think KG said that too. That was my favorite part of the episode as well. But in terms of rating the episode, yeah, same thing. I cannot rate this episode. I literally put an I don't know out of 10 because I don't know. It's a recap. Like what am I supposed to do? I'm not sure. In terms of the preview, for not next week, but the week afterwards, who are these kids? We don't got time for kids. All right, I just need Cynthia and whatever they're doing with her. Who are these kids? I don't got time.
Pokemon. We don't have time for kids.
Yeah, which actually contradicts their statement from earlier.
Amy, thank you for that quote.
You're welcome. That's true though. I'm like, see these kids. I'm like, where? Why? I swear the last time we saw Cynthia too, like just like casually, there was also kids too because it was it the Pixie episode, I think, or like the Cleffa episode, like with the little girl or something. So I think so. I could be wrong about that. But again, we don't got time for kids. Like, if we're giving her backstory or development or whatever, then like, bruh, I don't got time for some side story with these kids like hugging Pikachu. Like, I love that. Don't get me wrong, but like, no, not now, really. And then as for like the preview for like Ash and Cynthia as well, well, yeah, Ash is struggling. We can see that, and I think the preview did a good job at like kind of hyping up the battle just to see like Ash struggling, because let's be honest, I think all of us would struggle against Cynthia. Let's be honest. She's a very powerful trainer. I was very surprised about hearing her retiring, which honestly, mixed feelings about that. I just think it's another thing Journeys is throwing.
She was taken out of retirement for this series.
Wait, what? Really?
She originally was retired, and then she was brought back for this series.
Oh yeah, like the voice actress.
The voice actress.
Oh, the voice actress. Okay, I thought you meant like the actual character. I was like, wait, what?
No.
I don't remember that.
You took me out of retirement for this?
For this? But no, like in terms of like her character, I guess like retiring, I just thought that was just another thing to just add into like why are we putting so much things on our plate? Like we don't, like realistically, they didn't need to do that. Like I want to see how it will play out, of course, but I feel like I'm just gonna end up saying that again, where it's just like, why are we adding more things to the Masters 8 when we can barely handle it like as is? And in terms of just like seeing like Ash's Pokemon getting knocked out very early, Pikachu getting knocked out so early, oh, that hurt my soul. I was mad, not gonna lie, but I have a feeling Lucario's gonna take everything out, and I'm gonna just be sad again because it's gonna be predictable. So like I said, I can't really give this recap a rating, so it's an I don't know out of 10. And as for the no episode next week, that's okay.
Sonic,
it's fine. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, shall we go and pass it on then to the next person? Who wants to go next? Well, no, we have TSS and Tyrone left. So, Tyrone,
I'll
you want
go.
to go? All right.
Yeah,
pass it on to you, buddy. What do you got to say about this episode?
Not really much to say about the episode. Amy tackled pretty much all the major parts. I think the issue here is I'm going to talk about that thing only because once I talk about it, I'm only going to talk about it this one time and never really bring it up again. The stat thing is, first of all, I want to make a huge disclaimer right now. Obviously, the stat thing's not real. It's not real. It's that thing that like in the NBA or the MLB or any sports thing does, where they it's for card purposes mostly, where they make the stats on the players just to give a visual idea. Like, it's visual eye candy of what the player usually is best at based on past showings of them displaying their skills. Now, they're not meant to be taken to lore. Anything can change. It's just how they visually are cued right off the gate. And honestly, I really hope the fans don't take those stats and run home with them believing that these are the power scaling fuel that the power scaler videos of Pokemon tubers want you to find it. Like, no, don't turn it into any of that. It's just a visual, like, eye candy to make the tournament feel more like a sporting event, which honestly, at this point, I'm surprised they've decided to finally do that. The Pokemon World Championships has had this weird level of interest in advertisement, and then immediately it shuts it off or, like, falls flat. Like, the tournament itself has been flat, but the advertisement around it has had nice little, I guess, cute ideas. Some of them I think have been done formatically better, but they're ideas nonetheless. But now that I'm talking about the stats, this will be the first and last time I really bring them up. I want to mostly talk about Ash's unpredictability / surprise stat. Guys, in the chat and in this call, do me a favor. Be 5% unpredictable right now. Now be 40% unpredictable. Now be 70% unpredictable. Now be 2% unpredictable. You see how weird that is to measure? You see how that makes no fucking sense in the context of anything we've been given so far? Why is that a stat? Like, I'm so confused. I guess the idea is Ash does some shit that's so weirdly unpredictable that nobody could see it coming. The problem is, if you can measure it, then guess what it's not? Unfucking predictable. You can't predict what's unpredictable, so you can't measure what's unpredictable. That's like saying on a scale of 1 to 10, I was somewhat surprised. Or that's like saying we want to surprise them, but we don't want to surprise them too much, so tone down on the surprise. What? Surprising is surprising someone. You can't measure that. Something that you think would be harmless, like, oh, what if I just said surprise and had a cupcake in my hand? While that won't startle you as much, that could probably put some guy in a heart attack. It depends on what the visual standpoint is. So unpredictability as a stat is weird. What if somebody was watching Ash, right? And said that very famous line. First of all, what if Go was like, that's typical Ash, doing something outside of the box? That means Go immediately was not impressed by Ash's unpredictability. Meanwhile, the audience are going, wow, that's unpredictable. Well, according to Go, it isn't. So what is the unpredictability stat measured off of? How many people are surprised by Ash's tactics? What if it's somebody who knows how Ash fights, like Clement or Serena, and they're like, I knew Ash would do that. Then it's no longer unfucking predictable, is it? like it's such a weird stat. I get it. It's there to show off that Ash is mostly like he has something that the others don't. He is the what do they call it in competition when not the rookie or he's the underdog that's supposed to be like the wild card, the black sheep, if you will. He's the thing that shakes this tournament up from the average champions that are always in it. If you want real world context in Pokemon Worlds, which is funny because that's coming up soon, they have VGC tournaments where you see the usuals, Wolf Glick and you see Wolf Glick and several other famous PokeTubers, but then not PokeTubers, but several famous competitors, and then you see some random person that came from pure nowhere take the champion. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be one of those situations, the Pachirisu situation, if you will, where something unexpected happens to throw the entire game off, regardless of its usual meta. Or the Dark Horse, thank you, Rose Alice. I get that. But for the basis of these stats, marking that unpredictability as his highest, most notable trait, and then axing out his experience makes things it makes it jarring. If you know Ash for more than a second, this is weird. Especially if this is a series that's meant to relate to old fans. I hear it all the time where people keep saying this is the fan series, so that means everything Ash has accomplished up to this point needs to be taken into account. And a lot of people have made the argument, well, yeah, Ash has accomplished a lot, but he's a child. Granted, you're right. Compared to the others, they're adults. He's a child. The difference with those versus Ash is that we've seen Ash's journey all the way through. We've seen it from Kanto to now. We have more than 20 years of exposure with him. With the others, yes, it's clear that they made it this far because, growth and them being adults and going through childhood and maybe teenage years, doing nothing but pure Pokemon battles obviously would make them more experienced. But if anything, that just makes Ash stand out a bit more when the 10-year-old with less experience winds up stomping on Steven, a man who's been doing this shit for years, stomping on Cynthia, a woman who's been making 10-year-olds cry since 2009. So, when you look at this, no matter how many ways you put it, it's like trying to put a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't fit. They're trying to make Ash look impressive, but they can't make him look too impressive. But if they don't make him look too impressive, then all of his experience gets undercut. But if his experience gets undercut, then they gotta make it so that he's not good enough to handle himself against the stronger champions. But he is good enough to handle himself against the stronger champions. But they can't make him look too good because then that wouldn't work for marketing purposes. So they gotta make him have low experience. But he can't have low experience because all of this series has been leading up to is all the experience he's gained from all his past series. Hence all the old Pokemon that he uses. You see how this weird cycle makes everything awkward? Oh, 2006. Yeah. 2006. Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah. I guess if you're counting, would you count Japanese? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cynthia's been making fucking 10-year-olds cry since 2006. My point being, though, is, no matter how many ways you slice it, the more you look at it, the more awkward it gets. It's better to ignore it, obviously, like I said at the beginning. It's just a stat chart. But it's also how the people in universe see Ash, which is weird because Ash has been exposed to so many people across the universe. Most of those people that we see when the champion starts saying, I'm the champion of insert region here, all are seen through the perspective of Ash's journey. They all know Ash. They don't personally know these other characters. They know Ash. They're experienced through Ash's journey. We don't see them or know them until Ash met them. If we never got this series' perspective from Ash's view, these would just be randos that would just be showing up in order to watch a Pokemon battle between two champions. But the only reason we know these people is because of the journey Ash has been through. So it's weird. They tried their best to make a soft reboot on Ash and the worst possible series that you could do it with. A series that celebrates everything Ash has done. That's terrible. That's terrible, and there's no way you can get this square peg to fit in this round hole. It just looks awkward. I'm not gonna rate the recap episode either because, again, recap. But I will say it leaves a weird, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth, this entire time. And honestly, I also think it's weird that we have a recap for what literally happened, some weeks ago. Yeah, that's just odd to me. Sometimes when other anime do recaps, they usually do a recap after about a month or two. and going into their arc. Here, this is just like, we just saw this. We saw all this already. There's no point in doing that. And then they tried to do a recap of all of Ash's other PWC fights, and I'm like, bruh, that makes it worse, because then you tell me that there's 10,000, there was like 10,000 competitors or 1,000 competitors? Was it 10,000? I think
it's 10,000.
Yeah, there's 10,000 competitors, and we only really saw Ash fight like 4 or 5 people. Like, I know there's more, but I'm saying from a visual standpoint, most of Ash's fights were off screen. He jumped through those ranks. So recapping this, if anything, makes it worse, because now you're just exposing the cheap routes they took. It's just, nah, this wasn't it. If anything, it made it look more jarring, because of like, oh right, look at the leaps and bounds we had to go through in order to get to this weird point in the series. Yeah, it just doesn't help. So yeah, that's gonna be my take on this entire experience.
Alrighty then. Thank you for sharing your input, Taron. So I guess the last person now to go and share their input on the recap episode is going to be TSS. So take it away, buddy.
Alrighty, so let's start. For number one. Presentation wise, they pretty much nailed the TV Tokyo news experience off bat here. Also, what people don't get, and only people that have actually been to the place, is that if you notice, there have been like slanted transitions of the competitors and then their respective Pokemon on what looks like a wall. That's actually a reference to the entire Pokedex that's actually in one of them that's actually in Tokyo DX in Nihonbashi, because it has the same it has the same sound effects and the same transitions. So that's cool. Also, during some of the so when they're going through the competitors, you notice in the text box they actually have the blinking down triangle like they do in the video games, like in Generation 1. So again, that's a pretty cool nod too. The whole aesthetic of the news broadcast is true to life, so I give them amazing amounts of credit for that. And as for the stats thing, I've already discussed it, but it could also be the organization's perception of what Satoshi is, as opposed to being a fact. The other thing is they have Golden Rookie, which is another buzzword. They actually used Dark Horse before, but I guess they wanted to call him the Golden Rookie because he made it to the Masters 8. So there is merit to that. So afterwards, so first of all, this episode was obviously to try to put Satoshi's Pokemon over for the next episode. Did they do it well? I would only say technically, Gengar and Surfetch were only put over well. The other ones were kind of skimmed over. Wasn't really that, you really couldn't feel the intensity in terms of that. And that was all in the second part of the episode with the narrator. So while this does a decent job in trying to put Satoshi's Pokemon over, overall I would actually say the Koharu to me is a better recap, only because there was more meat to plot in comparison to this. I mean, we had more recap stuff more than plot progressive stuff in the background. So it was okay. Also, before I give my rating, so another weird anomaly about this episode is they had the credits, and then they then before they go to commercial, because usually normally they run the ending and then they go to commercial. So what they did was they put the Rockets preview for the next episode in right after the ending without taking a commercial break. They did that to show the upcoming the actual teaser trailer for Cynthia versus Satoshi. And while I find it's great. The trailer was okay. Overall, I enjoyed the Koharu one more than this one. And once again, I'm going to be the only reviewer that's going to give a score to every single episode. This episode gets a 7.4, and that is my review. Also, by the way, at the end of the episode, at the very end, before that Cynthia trailer, they showed off the Drakovich, Satoshi's Drakovich, or Uno code that is valid until August the 25th. Of course, they're giving away all of the Pokemon that Satoshi has, and very interesting move set on this Drakovich. So if you haven't gotten it already, we have the code. The code is out there, so you can grab it on Sword and Shield before August the 26th. So by the way, we're not getting an episode this week, as we mentioned, because Sonic 2 is coming out in Japanese theaters, and that's why they are running Sonic 1 movie in the Pokemon time slot this week. That's the reason why. So that's why we have to wait a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we learned about that a couple of weeks back, but now it's great to finally get some confirmation on that.
Yeah, because originally I thought it was going to be September 2nd, but I guess they pushed it back to the 19th.
Yeah, so it's weird, but because I remember it was due to that pushback. I think a lot of people were speculating it was gonna have the Masters Tournament semifinals appear in September, but I guess we're getting 1 week prior to that now.
Yes.
Alrighty then, so that's everyone's reviews on the episode. So let's go and head on back here and try to see what else we gotta address. So, did you guys go really into details into the Cynthia versus Ash fight, or is that not really something to go too deep into?
I mean, the weird line there is after don't you mention she's gonna retire?
Yeah.
That line's stupid. I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I'm like, it's another thing.
Why are you retiring? Why specifically after this fight? Just retiring. You know there's trainers older than you, right? Older. Like why?
They're doing that to save the Seiyu.
Well, I know the real reason. The real reason behind the curtain out of
write her off the show.
Yeah, out of universe is okay. So we don't have to bug her anymore, and there's gonna be no more DP promotion shit. That's the real reason. It just feels so. You okay? To the fans, it should never feel like you can see behind the curtain. Like, and when you're a fan looking at a fiction, the illusionized world that you're given in the story should always be front and center. You should never be able to see in between the curtains as to what's going on. It should never be obvious. Give a prime example just based off Dragon Ball, because that's the one that I'm thinking of quickest. In the narrative, Toriyama originally was supposed to make androids 19 and 20 the main villain in the android arc. But his editor told him, yo, I don't like the old man and so being this, and sorry, that's the word he used, being the main villains. So later on in the series, we get 17 and 18. His editor pops in again and goes, I thought you were going to give me the main villains of this arc, but these are just a couple of bratty teenagers. So, Cell became the main villain in the arc. But during the story, you see the reason why that's the case is because Cell absorbed 17 and 18 later in the story. So there's a reason why the villains shift. The narrative switches over to the new villain. Not because because the editor made his comments about it, but it's because the story is shifting that way. Here, Cynthia goes, I'm retiring. And I'm like, why though? And then I learn in reality, oh, this is why. Like, it feels so obvious that this is an out-of-universe reason. And they're not trying to cover it up at all. It's just because they did this exact same thing with Iris, Alon, and Steven. Well, Ash, we're not going to watch the rest of your PWC matches. Why? Because the writer doesn't want to draw them anymore, nor write their dialogue, and the voice actors need money in order to stick around, so they don't want to keep paying them. It's so obvious I can see through that curtain. You're giving me a glass curtain. I can see through the bullshit. So yeah, that's my take on that weird line Cynthia gives.
Anybody else has to say? What about you, Emmy?
No, I said my thing as well. Like, it's basically what Tyrone is saying as well. I think the line it's unnecessary. Again, it's like a kind of excuse what he said of like, let's just no more DP promotion. I guess it's easy. It's like the thing of we don't want to draw them, so therefore this is what we do. Kind of the same thing.
How childish does it look, weirdly enough? Cynthia is the second best champion known to kick the asses of pretty much everybody. Every time we've seen her on screen, she's never lost a battle. But the second she loses to a 10-year-old, I quit. It doesn't convince the fans, and it doesn't convince me.
It's just another thing. It's like, why do we need this? Like, on top of everything else going on, like, why was this necessary? That's what I don't understand. It's like, we already have enough going on. Why are we adding more unnecessary things to our plate? Why did we go to this buffet and we literally took all of the food and then we went back again and we didn't even finish what we had on our plate first? Like, oh, I don't get it. And then we went for dessert on the same plate.
Actually,
Bruh.
that's the whole show in a nutshell. Remember when Go and Ash met and fought Mewtwo, and Project Mew came and Go never referenced it?
Yeah, that's two rounds of food right there. They had to refill the buffet. Okay, that's what that was. Oof.
I just hope I just hope we just completely throw this under the bus and let's start anew.
I agree.
And TPCI needs to start new. Rika can retire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how new are you referring to TSS? Are you referring to also the end for our boy in blue and red and yellow?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, because it's 25 years. It's the golden time for it to just. Then there's really nothing that he could do. There's like if Satoshi wins it all, there's nothing more he needs to prove. Ride off into sunset, or fucking have a time skip.
Linear progression. Say what you want about all of Ash's journeys up until about Sun and Moon. They didn't press on this idea of having to make Ash stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, yeah, fucking X and Y did do it, but they immediately taught the lesson of what happens if Ash aims to be the best so damn hard. It ruins him as a character. Here, he's already held to this high pedestal, and there's nowhere to go but up. Locked yourself.
Yeah.
My thing about that is like if they do get rid of him this series, like it's like a kind of a bittersweet thing because I feel like this is a series where I wouldn't want him to end just because I'm so disappointed with Ash in the series that it's like sending him off on this note would just make me really sad. Like if they were to send him off like even after Sun and Moon or even after like X and Y if they made him win there, I would have been happy with that. But here, where they've kind of just devolved his character into something that I'm just don't see as his character, and then we would leave him off just here on this note would just make me mad. But at the same time, it's true. What else can they do with him? They've mentioned so many times, we don't know what a Pokemon Master is. We still don't know what that is. And are they gonna go forward with even trying to figure that out? No. So what's the point? It's too much damage.
Well, yeah, and plus, a lot of these stuff came from Takashi Shudo, and he's gone now. So the original vision is gone anyway. So
yeah,
the shell of his former self. That's it.
Makes you wonder what it would have been like, truly.
Right?
Well, I mean, imagine if they ended it. I mean, imagine they ended it after 82 episodes. It would have been just like one and done, and then go.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here right now.
We wouldn't be here.
If we look at it through the lens of like the stuff that he did from Kanto, Orange Islands, and Johto, Ash was a decent trainer by the time Johto was around, but he wasn't like exclusively better than anybody. He was more or less on an average okay level of strength that gave room for Ash to explore and experiment with a bunch of stuff. But then, obviously, I believe people gave him backlash for Ash not being able to win any leagues, and I think the pressure was on. And in XY, they tried to make a situation like that. It's why that one scene where Ash talks to Serena and yells at her saying, if I lose, then what do people think of me? I think goes far beyond what he means of the people in universe. I always thought that Ash was talking about the fan, the people watching the show. That's what I've always pulled out of it. And Serena is supposed to slap him back into reality going, dude, it's not about how you become stronger or the fact that you lose one time and you've ruined yourself. No, it's not even about if you lose, it's how you lose. And that's what brings him to reality and realizes the whole reason he started is because he likes Pokemon. People got mad after he lost the Kalos League, which made me go, did y'all forget the whole lesson in that arc or what? But then I think Sun and Moon wanted to avoid it altogether by making it go, nope. We need people to come and watch this show. So we got to have a league, but we can't have Ash lose this one. And then ever since he won a league, everybody was like, he won a league. And they were like, oh, this is in Alola, though. It's like a family thing. Nope, he won a league. He can't do anything backwards now. So yeah, we get this power creep that Pokemon has been desperately trying to avoid for years.
I'm just listen. I will always appreciate Journeys for what they did for past generations, at least for me anyway, with Sun and Moon, because I'll always appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that makes sense, Tyrone, with the whole league, because even the people who wrote Sun and Moon, I don't even think they acknowledged that there was even going to be a league until literally the final year, because they never established a league until the third year. Nobody knew what was going to happen for that one.
Yeah, but
it
they
just
also know
happened.
It's not that they didn't know what was going to happen, but they knew what had happened the last time the word league was used even in the vicinity. And they were like, oh crap, we don't want fans mad at us because Ash lost. So we gotta go full in and make him win. And then we'll have an exhibition fight afterwards just to sort of like clear the air of all of that. It was really just them like going panicking and going, oh shit, Ash can't go backwards, not after that XY thing that happened. Regardless of the context. It's pretty much the Pikachu Snivy situation. Where Pikachu lost a fucking Snivy, but the context behind it is that Zekrom messed up its electricity.
Yeah.
But fans don't give a shit about context. They want to see characters get better and better and better. You can't have your characters proceed to defeat fucking God himself and then lose to like some bandit on the street. Because nobody would fucking watch it. It'd be stupid.
Yeah.
And writers have to maintain that fucking that fucking watcher count.
You say that, but like, well, I don't know. I guess it's just more so we just gotta wait until the end of the series to see where things go for Jay Endo.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's so weird because you do bring up these good points, but here's the issue. Journeys doesn't even acknowledge it.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Which begs the question, what the hell are we supposed to put emphasis on
next?
Because I understand, Tyrone, you're mentioning this whole Sun and Moon thing and all that stuff, but it's like, for some reason, that never felt important until the end of the year.
Oh, no, definitely not. Because they needed people to watch the series. They needed to draw in an audience real fast so they can go, okay, good. You all are watching? Are you guys watching? We look, kids, look. Where's some keys? Look, we got our keys. Look, kids, look. Our keys are jingling in your face. We got a league. Okay, are you watching? Get ready. If you liked this, next series, all of Ash's old stuff's coming back. It's just a quick way to bring people in.
And unfortunately, that's the way it is. They want to make money.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how other films and shows did it. I mean, look at Spider-Man No Way Home.
Well,
that did
again,
that too.
I would argue
I
would argue that OLM's productions in the last, I would say, 10 years have been kind of lackluster all over the board. Not just
and it doesn't help with the pandemic either.
100%.
Yeah,
no.
the pandemic kind of ruined everything. I would say that OLM's productions in the last, especially since like 2016, have actually been pretty lackluster, and their other departments, like their other teams.
Which sucks too, because like, what was it? Komi-san, that was done by OLM, and that thing was beautiful, bro. If you've ever seen that series, and that was done by OLM Studios.
Yeah.
Hell, even
but it was based off a manga that was like, already written.
Hell, even
not completed, but like.
I think the director of X, Y, and Z actually worked on something from there. I think they worked on the ending or the opening of the series. So I mean, yeah, it's a pretty cool little detail there.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
other than that, though, I got nothing much else to say. Other than, yeah, that was a series, I guess.
The problem is you can't really count the tracked ratings anymore because if you look at it from a base numbers, it has gone down since BW1, like mostly, and then and then XY1 was the last time it actually got a decent rating, and then it just went, and that's it. And also, you have to consider that web stuff was being more popularized at this point. So the ratings, if you look on the website, if you look on pm.net, we have the ratings, and you get to see the the gradual decline of this series. So
Don't they have these episodes on YouTube?
what?
Like through the official Show Pro channel. I remember they uploaded those
No,
episodes, or at least that
no,
restricted, from what I know.
no. That's no. That well, the it was only for the current series, and they just take it down after like a week.
No, that's what I'm
Uh,
referring to. Like they uploaded the episode from that week, and then eventually they removed it for the next episode.
yeah, but again, they don't count that. They uh the ratings that we count are for like how many households in Japan are watching, and it's well documented that basically ratings have like been on a tailspin since BW1.
Well,
The thing is though, if they didn't care about the ratings, then Pokemon wouldn't have switched time slots twice in a period of 2 years.
and boy, did that first one they made was the worst decision of their life.
Yeah, because the only thing that came out good with that poster is Alolan Satoshi holding up a 5 and Pikachu holding up one of its digits.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that came great out of that. And also, the crazy thing is, Naruto was Boruto was the lead in for that, and it still sucked. So it didn't fucking work. Yeah.
I think it sucks more because people already knew how bad the series was for not outside the movie, but before Boruto. So it just left
Yeah.
a sour taste of be like, oh, we have to go through this to get
Oh
to
yeah,
this.
and then of course they switched it to Friday where TV Tokyo in their grand wisdom consider freaking Paw Patrol an anime. So
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to treat that series as an anime. It's a full-fledged anime series, bro. Let's just be real with it.
Anime All Stars,
Oh man.
Paw Patrol. Like, what?
Wait, that's how they call it?
Yeah, they call it anime Kinyo Anime All Stars, Friday Anime All Stars, Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
What?
Oh,
That
damn,
was
bro.
an actual commercial.
Anime has peaked then at that point with Paw Patrol of all shows. What the
Yeah,
heck?
because Shinkalian the Shinkalian series that started in 2019 already ended. That's why there's Dekamori Hunter, the fucking eating contest thing. So the block doesn't even exist anymore, but when the block was established, Paw Patrol was promoted as an anime.
Nice. So is it a Western anime now then? Confirmed?
I don't know.
Oh man, now I gotta add that to the list of anime shows I gotta watch in the future.
Paw
Shoot.
Patrol.
And there's even a movie tie-in too. That's even
I
worse.
know.
Oh man.
I know.
Oh well. Overall, Pokemon is a show. It exists, and therefore it is. And we'll just have to see how the journey continues after the
ends.
PWC comes to a close. Then, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how it ends, and
Oh well.
Yeah.
hopefully at least they make the last fight look good, because we came all the way just to have a shitty fight at the end that will make it the payoff. It will be
Bro. Here's my prediction. I'm about to make a hot take right now. So they pulled this stunt off with Diantha and Leon right now to promote the backstory of Cynthia, right?
yeah.
But we got to get a backstory for Leon, you see. So during Ash's first match with Leon, we're going to go to Hop and Go, and Hop is going to explain the backstory of Leon during the middle of the fight. Confirmed. I'm calling it right now, boys and girls. That's my horrible prediction.
All right, press alt X and fucking clip it, and then we can go back to it.
Yes, please. I want to be proven wrong. God damn it! It just feels so bizarre because it would be so weird for only Cynthia to get it, but we don't get one for Leon or for Steven. You know what I mean? Kind of feels a little odd, out of place. So I thought maybe giving one to Leon would at least make some form of sense. Don't give him any ideas. I got all the brilliant ideas. Can't you tell by my my hot takes right here? But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Let's go and wrap things up for the show tonight. Why don't we?
Yeah.
All right then. So Tyrone, what do you have to say for the schedule of this week?
I don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
I thought you decided what we were doing tomorrow.
What the hell did I decide?
Wasn't it Unite?
Oh shit! I guess we are doing Unite.
Well, oh shoot, we didn't tell Emmy though.
Oh shit! We gotta tell Emmy.
She already went night night though.
Well, we have Messenger.
I know, but no, she has Messenger.
Well, the Discord message.
Oh, I was about to say.
We
She
can.
has
We can.
an Instagram, which you guys should
we
go
can-
totally check out.
The point being, KJ, we can. If we wanted to, we can text her. Like it's easy for us.
Okay, yeah. And then Emmy could probably set up to where we can go and set up rooms so we can play with some of the peeps because we're gonna need some more peeps for some 5v5 action.
Yeah. Wednesday. Honestly, I don't know what Wednesday's gonna look like for me. I guess I could probably do some Sword and Shield shit because I've been planning on doing that anyway. That'll probably be the last Sword and Shield shit I do for a while. And then Thursday we're doing the tripod with you and Terrell. Thursday will be my last stream for the next 2.5 weeks. I will not be streaming. Technically, I don't even think I'll be on the pod for the next 2.5 weeks.
All right.
And that's because you all know I will be moving. So all this shit that's in the studio right now will be relocated to my new apartment. So I will no longer be living in this current place. The next time you guys see me again, I will be relocated. So in order to make, I think 1 week will be me packing my stuff and gradually moving it from one place to the other. The other week is going to be me setting up. And then I said 2 weeks and a half because I want to set up some new stuff for the channel or at least give some upgrades to the channel that's needed. And then I got to set up the studio room again. I got to make sure the internet's like working and functioning order. I got to make sure all my equipment is like in the right spots. And then I got to make sure the channel is like up and running again and then revamped to its fullest capacity. Basically, I'm saying 2.5 weeks, but it might be 3 weeks. The point is you guys won't be seeing me for a bit. I'm taking pretty much a season break, if you will. So from Thursday onwards, I'm taking a season break. And that's because by the time you guys hear me again, or at least on stream, by the time you guys hear me again, I will be relocated into an entirely new place. I will no longer be in this spot.
Well, best of luck with your move, buddy.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's the story behind that. So, yeah, I will see you all again in September. So I think this may be the last PokePod that I'm saying maybe super hard right now. I don't think I'll be, no, I might make the next PokePod, but the one after, definitely not.
Well,
So during the week break, I'll show up. But the one afterwards, I'm gonna. I'll try, but I'm not promising. Like I said, if I'm moving, more than likely it's mostly me doing setup. So you guys won't see me for quite a bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
What about okay? So that's pretty much your schedule for this week.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thursday's the final stream. Thursday is the last stream I'll be doing until September.
Okay. First off, once again, good luck, Tyrone. Hope everything
Thank
goes
you.
well, and we can't wait
Thank
to
you.
hear from you soon after everything is all set and done, though.
Yeah.
Secondly, TSS. What about you, buddy? What do you got planned?
All right. So after the week hiatus, we're going to go back into Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be part 9. And Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, Maternal Bound Redux. That's the Earthbound mod. That will be part number 7. 4 p.m. Eastern for that. And since Tyrone is not doing any streams, I might do a bonus on Sunday. I will let you know.
Alrighty. So as for me, this week is gonna be usual. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be, I believe, Unite with the others. Actually, yeah, tomorrow has to be it. Then at that case, Tyrone, because otherwise you won't be able to play the Pika Fest.
Yep.
So tomorrow, ladies and gents, is going to be the Pika Fest Pokemon Unite stream with Tyrone. So make sure to tune in on our respective channels for that. Wednesday, we are going back to the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We're gonna do part 6A. I'm only calling it that because it's going to be a shorter stream than usual. So it's going to be more of like a setup to prepare for the actual adventure into Chapter 6 on Saturday. So Thursday is the tripod. And then Friday, on Friday, there is no new episode to react to. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to celebrate it with like how the folks over in Japan are. We are going to be doing a Pokemon the movie Heroes watch party for that one, since Heroes is the core focus for one of the 3 films that had just dropped in the top 3 films of the 25th anniversary of the thing in Japan. So we are going to be watching Pokemon the movie Heroes. Now here's the thing though, because it's such a lengthy film, I'm going to be watching it here on Twitch, but you're not going to be seeing the actual video of the movie due to its length. However, if you are joining us on the Discord server through the watch party, you will be able to see the whole episode or the whole film in its entirety through there. You'll just get my commentary and my facial reactions to it on stream. So just bear that in mind when we go into Friday. So if you have yet to join us in our respective Discord server over at the Champion Worlds, please tune into that server. We did already have the command for it at Command Discord, so make sure to tune in there. We would love for you guys to come on board for the film, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. One little detail left before we go and actually wrap things up for tonight. If you guys do not mind giving me just a second to also set this up too, so because I think it'd be kind of fun to also talk a little bit about it. So the last thing I have to announce as well, tying into the Discord server as well, might as well. We're going to also be heading off and doing a community art contest on the Discord server, hosted by our buddy Cosmic, actually.
Cosmic!
Yeah, you can see this cute little Zorua drawing over there to the bottom right. So we're doing a community art contest based on the Champion Worlds Discord server. If you guys would like to join in for that, it is going to be going on from August 13th, so it's been already going on for a few days, till the 26th on that server. Follow the rules that are shown on screen, and most importantly, make sure you have a fun time with it. We have our prizes going on for this one. For third place, you will be getting your 1 month free of Discord Nitro, as well as your art being shown off during the PokePod once the contest comes to a close. Same thing as well shown off for second place, except you'll not only get a 1 month of Discord Nitro, you'll also get a Discord emote as well for your drawing. And last but not least, for first place, your art will be shown here on the channel. It will also be given a cool role on Discord, a art winner Discord role, 1 month of Discord Nitro, as well as a permanent Discord sticker and emote to use for our Champion Worlds Discord server. So once again, make sure to follow the rules that are shown on screen. Safe for work, minimum 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, and has to either relate to Pokemon or just one of the podcast members, which you can check out as well from either here in the PokePod World Podcast or in the Champions League. So once again, make sure to learn more about it over at our Discord server in the announcements tab. And best of luck to everybody who's partaking in the contest. We've already got quite a couple of submissions going on for it as well, and I do love some of them. I won't say which ones in particular, but I'm really happy to see what's being shown on screen. So hope you guys have fun with it. Don't think too hard about it. Just have a good time. Meme it up if you guys want to as well. Use any sort of
I should enter.
talent.
on some bullshit.
Yeah, hey, listen, you can make it shine. Why don't you? So yeah, just have fun. Have a good time, everybody. We'd love to see you guys go in and be as creative as you possibly can be. So that's all I gotta say for now on that. Once again, you can learn more details about it over at the Champion World Discord server. So best of luck, everybody. All right, so let's go call it a wrap. Why don't we then? Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in for tonight. We appreciate every one of you guys for being here with us tonight. We'll speak with you guys again later next week for the PokePod. But until then, throughout this week, we hope you guys enjoy our stream. From Xenoblades to Pokemon Reactions to Pokemon Unite, Tales of, and many, many more things to come. So tune in then, and we'll talk with all of you lovelies in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone, and as always, make sure to have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful night. All right, everybody, take care now. Bye-bye.
Wash your fucking hands.
Thank
Yay.
you, buddy, for saying that, too. It feels weird not saying that no more, but thankfully you said it for me. All right. Let's go. Good night, people.